Hey everybody, how goes it? My name's Shmore, and welcome back to Tales of Arise. I'm hoping this is going to be the last one, because there are other things to play. I'm just so far away from even coming close to getting a platinum on this. Yeah, finish setting this up. Fine. Yesterday's anyway, yeah, well. More power to anybody that has the time to put in to get a platinum on this, because damn, you need to hit level 99 or 100 or whatever. I barely got halfway there. It got real slow. That's good. Connections is excellent. Wait for the next 10 seconds. Test chat. Pretty quick today. Might as well hit this. Top off the health. See what's going on here. Shush phone.
Volron! He really was still alive.
And there's the Renis Alma. Then, is this another spirit channeling ceremony?
Wait, though. Something doesn't seem right here.
Once more, the powers must be united. Born from the fires of chaos, the world does seek its rightful state. All must be sacrificed in the heart of Rena, at the shrine of the true sovereign.
What has happened to him? He's lost himself, reduced to a mere cog in a machine.
Hey, look! Over there!
Isn't that the Maiden's crest? Can it be that this entire chamber is meant to act as a substitute for the Maiden?
It looks like it's still running, but are we already too late to stop the ceremony?
If that's what caused Lenegis' transformation, then the purpose of the ceremony must have been to drain all the astral energy out of Dana.
But for what purpose? What could possibly need astral energy on that sort of scale?
I don't know. But whatever it is, I'll bet it's connected to those visions of oblivion. Regardless,
And to be honest, I lost the plot of this a long time
and
ago.
let them steal Dana's energy. That said, we should retrieve the Renis Alma. Because right now, we need that most of all.
He's not gonna lunge at us out of nowhere, right?
Not the time, Law.
Alvin, look!
The Red Woman! So we finally found you. I have a lot of questions for you.
Wait!
What?
They all have the same face? How is that even possible?
Not real.
What is this?
Who the hell are they?
It can't be. Are they even people?
It's hard to know for sure, but I think they're the true rulers of Rena.
Why was the subtitle for me? Why?
They're not feeling particularly targeted.
It's no use, Alvin. If we don't fight, we may as well be sitting ducks here.
Good point. Let's stop them before this gets out of hand.
Jeez.
Another incantation ruined.
Their artwork. This one's all mine. You picked the wrong fight. It's on.
Far enough!
I'm grateful.
You picked the wrong fight. The flame inside me yearns to be let free.
If they're all like same health.
Burn! Down on the ground.
Smash you!
Guardian beam!
The flame inside me yearns to be let free.
Alright, let me at it!
On your
Ryan, help!
My reach is even wider.
You picked the wrong fight! Allow me to help you.
Where are you going?
Heal my weary companion.
Sadistic descent!
Water!
Hear my call! Lion power!
Lost?
Glacial spear! Here's the evil!
God.
Heal my weary companion.
Infernal whirling struggle!
Take this! You picked the wrong fight!
I don't think it matters which one I fight.
Begin!
Far enough! Blizzard blow!
Not doing well.
One more!
Mega ray! Here's another
That
one's
hurt.
mine!
Lion Cowl!
A whirling struggle!
I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare the Malika!
Mega ray!
I'm gone!
Back into the
Piercing roll!
you!
Lacerating!
Where are you going?
Right up the dark!
I'll smash you! Heal!
I'm ready to go!
Here's dream.
Being interrupted.
I'll heal you all!
No further!
Raging storm.
Guardian
Healing
Field!
swallow.
Down! You're on!
Rotating pile driver!
Raging graviton.
Denied! Going in!
Rupture!
Heal. Searing power.
Captivity!
Blow the stockpile.
I'm gone!
Tempest. More of
Can you take it? This one's mine!
Sadistic
Heal my
movement.
weary companion.
Lacerating Tempest!
Cure!
explosion. Cyclone.
Take
Air thrust. Freeze lantern. All disasters day one.
I need something.
You need to be healed.
How the mighty have fallen.
Let me show you what my art can do.
Can't get out of this!
Arch field.
Ignite! Dance on the wind!
Resurrection.
Down on the ground!
Alchemy is dead.
This one's mine!
Razor cycle.
Seismic rupture!
Confiscated. Hear me. Burning strike.
Glacial spear!
Piercing field. Freeze lantern.
Right up the
Lightning.
Down on the ground!
All day.
I'm ready to go! Deity, take
Far
this!
enough!
In a bind?
Lightning. Downfall.
I can carve through this one's over!
In here.
Sadistic
Radiant
here! Lacerating Tempest!
Back into the fray. Annihilation.
Force of
Regeneration.
Force of regeneration!
This one's got your name on it.
Action to action! Heal my wearied companions!
First aid.
Appreciate it. Help!
Surrender! Fighting is useless now!
Do you think it's really over?
Astral energy. Watch out! They've got something up their sleeve.
What?
It's self-destructed?
Alvin!
I'm okay. Just a little roughed up.
You had me worried there.
I don't know how he
Who
survived the
said you could touch that?
burning sword in the stomach. Through the stomach.
Damn it! He's awake!
I should have thought as much. So you know this place? Naturally, it was built for me, after all. We'll save that for another time. More pressing is how I'm going to tear you apart. Even after all this time, you still insist on hating me? You cut me down. Sovereign or not, You will pay for that.
Shitty return villain.
You're obviously bluffing. You can't even move right now.
Really, is that what you think? Did you really think that such a petty device could hold me?
Are you going to claim it's because you're a ruler? Be it sovereigns or lords. In the end, they're all titles given by someone else.
Plus, what kind of ruler would spend all his time chasing Alf, who happens to be another sovereign?
Idle prattle. I proved my worth and the Sovereign's powers were granted to me.
Were they really? We already know the title of Sovereign doesn't denote royalty. It is but an overblown codename for those with a designated part to play in these proceedings. You mentioned before that you were not the only one stolen from Dana, correct?
Yeah. There were countless. And every one of them besides me died.
All of those failed experiments, and they still kept going back to Dana. There must have been some vital reason their subject had to specifically be a Danan. Then there were the records we found in the library, for you and Volron. They were logged 300 years apart, and yet the data they took from you was exactly the same. Which leads us to a single conclusion.
He's Danon. I called that yesterday.
Then you mean Boron was kidnapped just like Alphen? But then he became a
slave from Dana. Just like us. Isn't that right, Volron?
So he posed as a Renin and caused all that suffering to his own people?
How could you? If you knew the pain of being a slave, why would you inflict that upon others?
You asshole.
Renin and Dana are meaningless distinctions. Me and everyone else. That is all that matters. I will stand above all others and take what is rightfully mine, starting with this.
Hey, she's back.
A red woman?
Another one?
Give your master back on Renna this message. No one makes a fool of me. Let them know I'll make them suffer.
Don't do it!
Oh, keep going.
Serenus Alva!
Now they're gonna do to him what happened to Alpha. Right? And he lost control, went nuts.
Too late! You can't stay here!
We need to go! Alphen!
See you, douche. That's so grumpy.
Go. But know I will be your shadow no matter where you try to run.
What?
Let's go.
I can't hear you over the explosions.
Never forget, I am the one who devours everything. Who answers to neither spirit nor man. My word is law. I am.
Are you two okay?
Loser.
Yeah. We'll be fine.
Is Volron... Have we finally seen the last of him?
I hope
We can
so.
but
He wasn't
hope.
interesting to begin with.
Those red women. What the heck was their deal?
They're Zoogles.
Could they be the ones behind all this? The same ones who put those soldiers and Faria in a trance?
What? Those brainless things? Either way, they've done a runner with the Renaissance. Damn it, that's the second time now!
Whatever's stolen from us, we'll steal it back. The future's ours to protect. And right now, those things are what's standing in our way. We can head them off at Rena.
Did you say Rena?
Yep. I'll finally be able to finish
Volron
my
mentioned a
fishing.
master of theirs holed up in the motherland somewhere.
If that monstrous form's their true identity, I shudder to think who they take orders from.
Yeah. There's a good chance it's not human. That's for sure.
So this thing over on Rena, that's what's really behind all this, huh?
They have the
I haven't even
Renaissance on their
come
grasp
across
already,
all of the
so it's unlikely they'll
Zoogles
have
yet.
cause to return to Dana. I agree that Rena's our best shot.
Then we're agreed. Let's head back to the starship.
But seriously, I was not expecting Volron to actually be here.
He seemed to care not one whit about Brennan's or Danan's.
I got one little
not in a
speck
good
out of
way,
that.
like with us.
I didn't see that coming about Volron.
Tell me about it. One minute they look perfectly human. Next,
They definitely weren't Renan or Danon. I'm not even sure Lang...
So what were they then? Human Zoogle hybrids?
is the most terrifying thing anyone said all day.
How about you, Shion? Dohalim? You ever seen...
No, never. However, if they're the same as the Red Woman we've seen with Volron, I think it's safe for us...
I had just so much I wanted to ask them.
Unfortunately, they blew themselves up before we got the chance. Why would they do such a thing, though? To take...
Both sound plausible to my ears.
Yeah, they did. And the next time we meet them, we're going to make sure...
Because they understand language doesn't mean they can speak it. Oh, it's her. Myriad monikers. There's one for, like, encountering a certain number of different Zoogles. Apparently I haven't encountered all of them. There's still, like, 39 regular ones to come across. 20 uniques. Only 6 giants. Still, damn. Once I get to Rena, I should be able to go back to Dana and finish my fishing. The only thing I want to do. Wait, can I just fast travel? Nope, I gotta walk it. Probably because everything's blowing up. That's that. Nothing appeared there. Stuff. I was also supposed to find all of the owls. Maybe this is when I can do it. I don't care about spoiling certain things. I'm gonna do it this way. Okay, let me see. No. Go away. 38. Once I get back to Dana, I'll look at that, because it says like where they are and what you get, so I can find it through that. See which ones I need. Oh yeah, I never used this. I do now. I got so little experience. Dead now. Oh, no.
Discourteous, aren't you?
Appreciate the help. Lion power!
Then you leave me no choice. This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Lunar
I'm ready! Shion!
Go
Yes.
for it!
Prepare to crumble!
Let them mark the
Lion power!
Too fast!
Stand back. I'll trip it up.
I'm ready! Dueling!
All yours, Isara. Lady Fortune must truly be watching over me.
Platinum dog tags where I need. On this bullshit as well. One down. I don't know what that one does. I think that's the
Let's dispose
heal
of the
after
trash.
enemy death.
Lion power!
In a bind, your reflexes will not serve you well here.
I'll smash you! By the power of water! No chance!
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Think you can... Yeah! I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare the Malika!
A wall to shield from calamity.
This one's mine! No chance! Surprise! Lion power!
Can't get out of this!
Sadistic pursuit! I'm all stopped up! This is it!
Begin!
Leave the charges to me!
Hold on to done yet! More with
Time
that
to shine! Don't get complacent.
Who has a regenerative one? I think that's the heal bangle. That's the one they can better one on them. Made a good one for her. So yeah, I'm just kind of waiting on that mysterious fragment. Mr. Sister is over helping us. Some of these things are gone. Hello, Mr. Mantis.
Let's dispose of the trash.
Not today!
Appreciate the help. Time to shine.
As if the normal creepy crawlies aren't disgusting enough.
Another incantation ruined.
Going in.
Negative
20 left.
Our arts are being interrupted.
Thanks, Isara.
Armor won't save you. Time to shine.
In here, Lunar Blast! I'm all stopped up!
Piercing roar. Time to crash.
Into the shadows! Go get it!
Lion power.
Illuminate! Magic is out! Only 20 left!
On guard.
Ready and ready! In here!
I know what I can do.
I'll smash you.
The water is
I can make a big help one.
Look shot! Got here! Look shot! You require a hand. Sadistic descent! Denied! On guard! I'll face you! This one's all mine!
I actually do this one.
Tornado drive! Sadistic descent! In a bind! Light spear! Burn orb! Glacial spear! Look shot! Going out! I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare the Melissa! Nothing gets by me! We're far enough! Do it! Law, I'll stop your movement!
And
Yeah,
I'll stop your
light.
life!
I've been doing really great lately.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
I'll do my best! Sadistic descent! Time to stop! Water! Piercing wall!
These ones can run rings around us.
Inferno crossing! Sadistic descent!
Healing circle. All disasters may one.
Sorry.
Who wants to die now?
On guard! Tornado drive! Light spear! Laser blow!
They smite with
Piercing
black and
Time to
Now you see what I can do!
piercing roar! Time to shine! Piercing roar!
Bloody hell! You managed to pull through.
I have some stuff to sell to get some more mines. Which is good. So here at the park.
What the? When did it get pitch dark all of a sudden?
The lights are all out. Think it has something to do with the explosion back in the Forbidden Zone? Doe?
Hey, look who's
You
back.
two. Faria, Avakir. Thank goodness you're safe.
Avakir filled me in about everything. About how I ambushed you all.
She doesn't remember a thing, so she really was being controlled.
He told me about Tarnigan, too. Is it true?
What difference does it make? What's done is done.
Stop casting me off, just for once!
Faria, not now. It can wait. Dohalim, Lenegus is in grave peril.
So I can see.
It's the city's core reactor. It's damaged. Some of the basic systems we've managed to keep online, but complete restoration's still a way off.
You're an elite technician, though. You can fix it, right?
If so, then what's the problem?
Panic's begun to set in among the citizens. Until now, whenever something like this happened, the Sovereign would issue a decree. But this time, not so much as a peep. Any longer, and we run the risk of riots breaking out before we can get things back up and running.
Forget the Sovereign. I doubt you'll be hearing from him anytime soon.
What's that supposed to mean? Do you know something I don't?
He may or
Suffice
may
it to
not
say,
be dead.
the Sovereign isn't the kind of ruler we thought he was.
Dun, dun, dun.
That is, if he ever even existed. Which is looking doubtful at this stage.
Are you out of your mind? Why, if people knew that a lord such as yourself was whispering such blasphemy, they'd...
There's no time to explain now. It sounds like we need to find a way to keep Lenegus from spiraling out of control.
We need to stop that riot.
But how do we do that?
Riots feed on discontent and unrest, right? So if we want to keep the peace, we just need to put people's minds at ease.
At ease? Like by letting them hear directly from someone they trust. That's it. Who's the highest-ranking person in Lenegus right now?
Hi.
Lenegus wouldn't have a next in line. After all, you said the Sovereign rules over everyone directly, right?
Correct. The closest thing to an authority figure would be a lord. And the only one left is... Ah. Very well then. Avakir, you mentioned a few facilities were still online. Which ones?
Why hasn't the Sovereign said anything?
Why is no one telling me what to do?
Won't somebody
Oh no!
explain what's going on?
Is it over? What's going to happen to all of us?
Heed me now, fellow Renans of Lenegus. It is I, Lord Dohalim Ilkaris of Eldaman and Sia.
Look, up there! It's Lord Dohalim!
Hold on! He should be in the crown contest! Shouldn't he? Why isn't the Sovereign talking to us?
The Sovereign is seeing to other matters right now. In my capacity as Lord, instead, you're afraid. As people so often are when faced with the unknown. I hope you'll allow me to put your fears to rest. The city's core reactor has experienced a malfunction. However, we have our top engineers attending to the matter, and things will soon be back to normal. I know that you feel abandoned, perhaps more scared and alone than ever before. But I ask you all to keep one thing in mind. You are Lenegus, not the Lords and Sovereign. The solidarity of its citizens is the mortar that holds it together. If we don't allow ourselves to be distracted by our differences, if we put our hearts and minds together and stand as one, I am confident we will find new hope. I would be honored to stand with you. Not as a person of loftier rank, but as another human being among many. I hope that you'll lend me your strength, for if we can persevere as one, I know a bright tomorrow awaits.
Yeah, speaking of, lights are on. Good timing. Bright light.
Your speech seems to have done the trick. Looks like the city won't be descending into chaos after all.
I only pray the relief will tide the city over for the time being.
What you said earlier, about the Sovereign possibly not even existing, was it true?
It's still too premature to say with any certainty, but I believe so. This whole time, this world we've been fed was a lie, built on nothing but falsehoods.
But it can't all have been...
I can believe it. After everything I saw in the Forbidden Zone, what they did to Faria, it's the only explanation that makes sense.
But what about hierarchy, Avakir? Authority? The very foundations of Renan society? How can we live without someone to guide us?
I'd say we found someone capable of doing just that, wouldn't you?
You? You can't be serious.
I have business I must take care of first. But once everything is over, I shall return. But not as your sovereign, nor as a leader the likes of which the people here are used to, I think.
But how else do you propose to rule?
The take measure.
I'm not sure yet. All I have is a feeling that here in Lenegus, a new dawn is on the verge of breaking. One in which people won't be judged by birthright or on the power of their astral arts, but on other things. More important things. Things like, oh, I don't know, musical talent, for example.
When I bumped into you after all those years, I said you were no different. But I was wrong. Truth is, you were always different. I feel like maybe now I can finally begin to accept Turnagain's
Maybe her
death.
head the other way. I think her hair clip is
see
the
a
same
future.
design on Alphen's chest. I want a better look at it. It's kind of a bird.
You go finish whatever it is you've got to do.
Sort of. Not exactly.
I'll hold down
though.
the fort here in Lenegus till you get back.
Thank you.
I guess you're not going to make it to Menancia for the foreseeable future, huh?
Indeed. Forgive me.
The people of Menancia can look after themselves just fine. It's the ones here on Lenegus who need someone to guide them. Besides, with you leading the people here, It'll help spread the idea of coexistence beyond Menancia's borders that much faster.
Woo.
Sounds like you're in it for the long haul.
How could I not be, after the second chance that I've been granted? From this day forth, I shall dedicate myself to the future inhabitants of this world.
Blah, blah, blah.
Though the memories of the
Hoopla.
departed shall remain forever in my heart.
Remember, you're going to be leading the people here, not ruling them.
True enough. Whatever would I do without you, Kisara?
With or without her, I suspect you're gonna have your hands full when the time comes. We should be heading back to the ship. Business on Rena awaits.
And people yelling outside again, that's always good. Renin leader. We've got round gas. Definitely improved healing notes. And then ground gas. And then that.
Looks like the people of Lenegus can rest easy.
In one sense, when all is said and done,
You, a Renin Lord.
I was complicit in the Renin system, bound by it.
Yep,
And when I
yep,
realized
yep.
the severity of my a lord, and yet my first instinct was to place my fate in the hands of others.
I think I can relate. I couldn't stand watching my people bow and scrape their way. The ability to think for yourself and be your own master. Zephyr taught me how to fight.
Even if it means stumbling along the way. If it's on a road of our own choosing, or, to put it another way, so long as his heart is compromised, even the loftiest of kings is no freer than a slave. This Zephyr character sounds like he was a wise man indeed.
There's just so much I wish I could ask him, especially now.
Speech, more
How
speech.
long have you known?
God.
Known what?
About the darkness I carry inside me.
Why ask me now? But yes, I have. I've pretty much
So basically since the very start of our journey then. Just
leave the past where it belongs. We have no need for it now. If my brother could see you.
not as proud as he would be of his sister, I'm sure.
Well then, just as well it's not a competition, huh?
Oh my god!
Kisara?
Sorry.
Among other things. To be entirely honest, I couldn't tell.
You were thinking about Dohalim, weren't you?
That obvious, huh? I was just thinking how good it is to see him moving. It was always so infuriating, knowing how capable he could be if he just put his mind to it. But now, he's finally
So,
Yay.
then why do you...
Oh, I don't know if I'd say sad. There's a bittersweetness to it, I guess. It's good. It probably sounds weird, doesn't it? I have this massive worry off my mind.
Must be that maternal instinct of yours at work.
Rinwell's right. You're like a mother bird, finally letting go as her child takes his first shaking and nervous flight from the nest.
A pretty big child.
That's one way to look at it. All this has made me realize I can't allow myself to be... If Dohalim can forge his own path ahead...
Okay, are we done?
What do you say we check back in on the ranch?
Didn't I get a new recipe? It was some kind of sweet, like a dessert, wasn't it? Bouillabaisse shortcake, yeah. That is yummy looking silver cakes. I do need the rest. Don't cook. Alright, let's make Alphen a massive pool of health. First, sell things. Good. 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 One of these. These are all garbo, I don't care. Can't make the farm fence yet. Can't make the farming. Ranch. There's 5. I need about 3 to cover. So I need to get 15 just to cover the price. Of this. I think the max is 5. Regenerative is that one. Standard time. Drop rate up. I don't know if that's gonna work on him. He's not in the fight. I don't think I have. Something I can make that has the 200 health. Damage. This one there. Take it if I have to. One I need to keep. Need to get to 3. Oh yeah, keeping this for him. Oh, they do have to be maxed out. Right. Give me a second here.
Well,
Equipment.
This is amazing.
Got one, there should be two more. This one. This one. Grit and spirit. This piece and then the grit I can do.
You always get excited when you find.
Alphen has 7,805.
Find something good.
Which means I can use his thing more now. Since he has more health.
We should hurry and get this stuff processed.
Yes, processing. That's how I get the red, I bet. Running, still running. Continued running. Get where I'm going, straight. These numbers are weird. It went from 4 to 16. Look at that, this place is really messed up. Back to issue. Space! I don't know how we're breathing here, but whatever. We're all standing up. Bunch of jackasses.
I thought we'd find answers on Lenegus, but we just ended up finding more questions.
You can say that again. And now we have more problems to fix too. Like figuring out how to reform Lenegus.
That can wait for now. We've got more than enough on our plates to deal with as it is. Like figuring out who's really running the show on Rena.
Yeah. Which is why we're going to the Renan homeworld.
All the answers we've been looking for are on that planet.
Probably the first
The person responsible for all this. The Red Woman and the Renaissance.
I don't know why the audio thing keeps coming up. It says excellent connection.
The answers have to be there. Are we
And I look
prepared
away,
to finally
and I look
find
back,
them?
and I will say it's been wrong again, but it's an excellent connection.
So, what do we do first when we get there?
We know nothing about the Renan homeworld or what we might face once we arrive. We should get a feel for how things are on the ground before we take any serious steps.
It's also entirely possible that the first thing we're going to face is an attack.
If we come across a capital, we should... What?
Space lady. Hi. We're just gonna teleport there, aren't they? Okay, bye.
Damn! The hell just happened?
Our course has been altered. The coordinates are pointing to a different destination.
What's that?
The ship's controls aren't accepting my commands. The engine is being shut down.
That's bad, right?
Quite bad. We've lost control of the ship.
Is all of this the Red Women's doing?
Are they trying to finish us off before we can land?
Everyone! Look there!
I'm sorry? Ren is not even a planet. Reactivated, great. What is going on with this game?
A flower blooming out of Rena?
But that flower looks like it's absorbing all of Dana's energy.
And it appears Lenegis is serving as a conduit for that energy to reach here. Could that have been its true purpose all along?
If that's true, do you think the people back on Lenegis are all right?
We can only pray that they are.
I'm so confused.
Damn it! Haven't they taken enough already? When is this going to end?
Probably when whatever they're trying
flower
to
of
do
oblivion.
succeeds. Yes, and thorns and stuff. It's all a metaphor for
With
roses.
everything that's happening, we need to get back to Lenegis. Is the ship still offline?
Unfortunately, yes. even more so than when it lay dormant.
Can you fix it?
Starships are extremely complex machines. One wrong move while we're out here in space could very well cost us our lives.
So what? We're just stuck inside here, floating around? For how long?
I don't believe this. We've made it all this way, and now we're stuck here?
Enter some deus
We're
ex
watching Dana
machina.
die before our eyes, and we have no choice but to sit here and starve to death?
Law, calm down. You're not the only one who's worried here.
Right. Sorry.
It's still too early to give up. There has to be a way to get out of this.
Alphen.
Now what?
The starship, it's back online?
No, this is different. Something is pulling our ship in towards it.
Okay.
We managed to get moving, but where are we?
It looks like Lenegis in here.
Do you think we might run into more Renans here? Or those red women?
Perhaps. Someone brought us here. The question is, who?
I have no idea what's going on anymore.
We haven't been ambushed, so that probably means they aren't hostile. Still, why would anyone want to bring us here?
Hey, Shion!
If they wanted to attack us, they could have done so while we were back on the starship. We should see where this path takes us.
Whatever.
Shion, just in the nick of time. Here,
No!
What the? Oh,
No, I'm the one who should apologize.
Again, Law? Can't you even go a minute without putting your foot in your mouth?
Seriously, it's fine. I'd rather that than people feeling like they're walking on eggshells around me. Besides, I'm the one who should be vigilant about not touching you guys.
Actually, I've been meaning to ask.
I guess I never really thought about it in those terms. It was either accept it for what it was, or before long, it was just part of my everyday reality. Which isn't to say I didn't feel alone.
So numb to your reality, you couldn't even recognize it as...
It's fine. I know I'm...
But I can't even touch you.
I appreciate the concern. Until I get rid of these thorns, I guess I'll have to put up with it just a little longer. But maybe it'll be soon, maybe it won't be. But either...
Yeah, just hang in there. One day, we'll share a big warm hug. You'll see. Boo!
Ah! What the? Are you...
Oh, come on. How am I supposed to resist with you look...
It's called experiencing feelings appropriate to the situation.
Yeah, but seeing you act all nervous...
Oh...
Staying alert is important, but too much caution can cloud your judgment.
Oh, I'm sure that was worth all the speeches. Why just consider it map action? Why are there plants in tubes?
I still can't get over what we saw happening.
Yeah. Our planet's really not doing too...
I've only ever seen Rena from the surface of Dana, so I figured it would... Still, though, I never would have imagined Rena actually looked like that.
Beats me. I have absolutely no clue.
Rena and Dana. We were taught that both worlds were spherical bodies that float, but to think that they lied to us not only about the Sovereign and the Crown contest.
Dohalim.
Okay, who's the wise guy that summoned us?
That
beam of light joining Dana and Rena. It was the Renan side that it first came from, right?
That's what it looked like. And then the Danon...
Perhaps it was some kind of directive from the Renan homeworld?
Which would mean that whoever's behind all this is on Rena after all. But what are they after? Is it really...
Try to stay calm. With so many factors we don't understand. What is it?
No, it's just... so much for me making progress, huh?
You made it this far. Did you notice something? You change it.
Why are there so many plants and tubes? Tube plants. What does this say? It doesn't say shit. Up. Where are we? Cool. I don't know where I am. Maybe lower level? Okay, I only had one choice anyway. I'm going this way. More plants and tubes. And some random couches. I want to sit with the elevator. Ooh, that plant's cool. Yeah, some chairs too. This is gonna be like Outriders, just one crazy old guy that's been here forever. This looks familiar. Like thorns.
This place looks a lot like that room we saw back in the Forbidden Zone.
Huh?
Yes.
What's that?
Is that one of those red women?
It's one of those!
A red woman in disguise. Or is this their true form?
So it was a trap?
It doesn't look like it can move.
Cool.
Tell me, are you the one who brought us here?
That is correct. It is unusual for me to have unexpected guests these days.
It can talk.
What are you?
Hevrect 35.
Cool.
Hevrect 35. Is that your name?
Correct.
What is this place? No, wait, before that, just what exactly are you? Are you somehow associated with the Red Women?
Before I answer, I have a question for you. How did you all arrive in this sector?
We did not come to this place by choice. Our ship was brought here against our will, by a group of red women who can shift into the same form as you.
In that case, we can assume my brethren who serve the Great Spirit have deemed you all to be a threat most grave.
What do you mean, serve? Are you saying there really is someone more powerful than the Red Women, pulling their strings?
What did you do to us?
I examined your bodies. You have not been harmed in any way.
That's nice.
Identifiers detected. The Sovereign and Maiden are among you. However, you aren't under its control. I see why they viewed you as a danger now.
Oh, goody. More riddles.
Do you think we can trust this thing?
Like it or not, it may be our best chance at a ticket out of here. Let's at least hear it out.
You are...
I shall now answer your questions. We are Helganquil. The Red Women you encountered previously are a form of disguise we employ from time to time, but not our true form.
Helganquil?
You are on Date Phasal, a celestial base which drifted here by accident. The will of Rena's Great Spirit no longer reaches us here. Since my sudden separation from the Great Spirit's influence, I have used any and all means to extend my lifespan. As I have done so, I have also set out to monitor and research Rena and Dana from this position.
A question. What is this great spirit of which you speak? Is it something that rules over your kind?
Correct. The great astral spirit is a large mass of astral energy that fills all of Rena, one with its own will, a voice we cannot refuse.
A voice? Just like Dana.
The voice of the great spirit speaks to our hearts directly, and we have served it, without question, throughout the ages.
Does that mean it was controlling your minds? Wait a second. Could this great spirit be the true sovereign of Rena?
The true ruler of Rena. It could be the same thing that's controlling Volron.
Wait, back up. You're telling us this great spirit of yours is the one that ordered you things to harvest the astral energy from Dana? I'm not sure I believe that.
Why not? We've already made contact with the will of Dana back in the Wedge, and in the Forbidden Zone on Lenegus. If Dana has a will of its own, I don't see why Rena wouldn't.
Maybe not, but think about what you're saying. If Dana has a will like Rena, then that would mean that we've been controlled by the voice of Dana this whole time, just like these things.
Dana's will hasn't been forcing us to do anything.
Yeah, but...
Let's assume that what Hevrect 35 claims is true, and that we are indeed cut off from both planets. Even if we had previously been under the control of Dana's will, we would have noticed now that we are disconnected.
Your fear is not based in logic. The voice of Dana is much smaller and quieter compared to that of Rena's great spirit. Rena's astral energy is amassed at its center, whereas Dana's is shared among all its constituents. So thinly is that energy spread that it cannot coalesce and formulate a will. Our findings here indicate as much.
Which explains why we felt its will where we did. The Wedge and Lenegus are where so much of that energy had been accumulated.
The Great Spirit's desire is to consume all astral energy. And the pursuit of that desire is why you see Rena in its current state. As a result, it has turned its attention toward Dana.
Is that why the crown contest is necessary? So that the Great Spirit can feed off of Dana?
Indeed. And it was to that end that we Helganquil devised the crown contest. Had the initial spirit channeling from 300 years ago succeeded, all of Dana's astral energy would have been seized.
But the ceremony failed. Lenegus was severely damaged, and you lost both the Sovereign and the Renasalma.
Correct. A change in plan was required to ensure the spirit channeling success. However, recreating the Renis Alma required a vast amount of energy. That is why we turned to Dana.
So that was the real purpose behind the crown contest. An efficient means to harvest the necessary energy from Dana.
That was close.
This is all happening because of me.
Nevertheless, you still haven't answered one of Alphen's original questions. Just why have you brought us here to your base, Hevrect 35?
First, it was to confirm the identities of you, my unexpected visitors. Second, it was to ascertain whether you would be likely to accept my request.
A request? But what could someone like you want us to...
I wish for you all to slay the Great Spirit.
I'm sorry, did you just ask us to kill your master?
I did. It is in your best interest that you do so, I might add.
What makes you say that?
Lenegus has entered the final stage of the spirit channeling plan. As we speak, Dana's energy is being harvested en masse and transmitted to Rena. If nothing is done about the Great Spirit, it will not be long before all is lost.
You're saying the destruction we saw earlier is just the beginning? That...
We won't let that happen.
Why do you want us to kill the Great Spirit so badly? Is it to save our world? To free you, Helganquil, from under its control? Why?
No. My primary concern is validating our findings and analysis, which have taken many years to realize. As such, it is my desire to see how your actions impact and change these systems. However, I will not deny that vengeance also plays a part.
Vengeance? For what?
In spite of our long service to the Great Spirit, our species is on the brink of extinction.
You mean... you're dying?
At this stage, it would be wise for you to talk with the others. Ask them what you need to know. Once you have your answer, return to me. If you agree to help, I shall fix your ship.
Others? Just how many of you are there?
3.
I am the only Helganquil who inhabits Dake Phasal.
Hey! Hey!
It's no use. I think it's done talking to us. Let's take a look around.
Oh, there's another one where it's nothing but cutscenes. Hi, can I read this? No. Hi, can I read this? Yes. Okay, I don't want to touch that. I'll kill him. Let's go find the others. The others. Okay.
You can't seriously be buying anything that creature told us, right? I mean,
to be honest, the conversation went on for so long, I'm not sure I...
At the very least, everything it said about the Renan Great Spirit adds up. At the end of the day, that being said, had we not previously encountered the will of Dana, I suspect...
The spirit of Rena wants to see Dana completely destroyed.
But why?
No, it just wants to eat.
Astral energy is supposed to be a force that creates and shapes the world.
It doesn't matter. I don't care if we're up against an entire world or what its game is.
Right.
There is one other thing that how the Great Spirit, the Helganquil, and the Crown Contest are all part of a centuries-long plan is clear enough.
Now that you mention it, and all that talk, Hevric 35 never even brought up the Renans once. And as for the Helganquil...
Maybe it had a reason for keeping its silence. Or perhaps there's even more going on. Let's find out.
I'm so confused. Elevator. Go low. I'm calling it now. Before we get any more information, Renans were the Danan mages that left. Oh, that's great. Oh, that's great. I'm going back here. Cool, glad I'm here. Great room, my favorite. Good stuff. Hey, people.
Who are they?
What is it?
Oh, my apologies. It's just been so long since I've seen any humans from the outside world.
Are you a Renan?
Oh, yeah, I guess so. The Overseer told us to answer any questions you might have. Whatever you want to know, we'll tell you as much as we can. But be quick. Our subjects are undergoing a dramatic shift that we don't want to miss.
What the hell's going on here?
What a weird guy.
He must have meant Hevric 35 when he mentioned that Overseer.
And what was that about subjects? You don't think he meant Dana and Rena, do you?
There isn't anyone else we can talk to. I guess we should ask around here.
I'm so confused. The plot is so gone on this for me. Hey, lady.
Have you guys lived up here in Deg Faisal with Hevrek 35 for a long time?
Yes. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head just how long it's been, though. We regularly go into stasis, so our sense of time has gotten rather out of whack over the years.
Why are you all even here in the first place?
Originally, this station was where we worked to perform maintenance on Lenegis from the outside.
We heard that the facility ended up in its current location due to an accident.
Oh, it was terrible. Apparently there was some kind of accident, and when help never arrived, they presumed the entire facility had been destroyed.
And you've been working for Hevrek 35 ever since?
Well, at first we thought that there was nobody else inside the facility, but then it turned out the Overseer was there all along.
What do you mean?
The Helganquill have the technology to cloak themselves around us Renans.
No.
As long as they don't do anything obvious, a Renan won't see one, even if it's right in front of them.
That explains it.
Which would explain why Shion and I failed to notice the Red Women previously. Do they employ an astral art of some sort?
I haven't been able to scientifically confirm it for myself, but from what I understand, the type of cloaking they use is primarily achieved through mechanical means. In addition, they also used hypnosis devices and information control to get us to do what they wanted without being detected. It's a pretty sophisticated operation, especially since it avoids any unnecessary conflict. I have to imagine that's how Lenegis is still run.
But aren't the Helganquill themselves controlled by the Great Spirit? If so, why aren't Renans affected by it in the same way?
The Great Spirit's mind control only works on Helganquill, so they had to employ other means to manipulate us Renans.
Sure.
You act like this didn't affect you personally. If I was you, I'd be mad as hell at their deceptions.
I mean, sure, I was surprised when I first found out about it, but it happened so long ago.
Hevrek 35 has clearly ceased concealing itself, though. Why is that?
Who can say? My guess is it just got bored, or maybe even a little lonely.
Don't you want to go back home to Rena or Lenegis? Our ship is going to be fixed pretty soon. You could ride with us.
No way. If we went back after knowing the truth, they'd either just brainwash us or purge us outright. After all this time, there's nothing to be gained from going back. We've all agreed it'd be best to simply stay here and watch everything unfold instead. Things are going just fine with the Overseer. Not that it'll be around much longer. It can't extend its life any further. That said, I'm sure it's pleased to see the final stage of the plan before it passes on, though.
Right.
Thank you for answering our questions.
Fascinating.
Can we talk to you for a few minutes?
Sure. It's going to be a while before the two planets undergo their next shift, so I can talk until then.
Please, tell us what you know about the Helganquill.
You mean the Overseer's species? I can't say I know much about them.
Well, for starters, where'd they come from?
Where else? From Rena, obviously.
From Rena? Wait, are you telling us those things live right alongside the Renans down there?
Of course not. There's really no such thing as Renans in the first place.
Excuse me?
Oh, I thought the Overseer explained everything.
Apparently not.
Please, tell us more.
Well, in a nutshell, the Renans were originally created from Danans by the Helganquill.
I got one wrong. Dun dun dun.
But if that's true, then that would mean there aren't any people on Rena.
There aren't. But there are Helganquill. That's what the name literally means in their language. People of Rena.
But what need could they possibly have to create a whole new race of people?
It was a way to bolster their dwindling workforce.
I
trust you're aware that the Helganquill are on the verge of extinction, yes? In essence, we were created to carry on their work for the Great Spirit after they all die. They gathered Danans who had an affinity for astral arts and proceeded from there.
I knew it. No, I was right,
That's why
Mages.
we, as their descendants, can all cast arts, albeit to varying degrees.
Let me get this straight. Are you saying Renans were originally created from Danans that the Helganquil kidnapped?
Wait, that explains why almost nobody can use Astral Arts on Dana now.
Helganquil technology is truly amazing. The way they alter their bodies is far less invasive than your conventional surgeries. They have these tiny machines that are practically invisible, which they insert into their bodies and...
Creepy-ass angle.
You needn't tell us anymore.
How can you speak so calmly about all of this?
I guess I can see how, when viewed in a certain light, their ways may sound grotesque. But if you ask me, I think they ultimately did us a favor. They saved us from crawling the earth in ignorance. If it meant their hands had to get a little dirty in the process, then so be it. Anyway, the Helganquil are the real Renans. Personally, I don't think it's such a big deal. They're also mostly the ones behind what you see going on between the two planets. I think that covers just about everything worth knowing.
I see.
I was
Thanks
technically
for filling us
right.
in.
They took the mages and made Renans.
Does he really expect us to believe that Renans never truly existed? How absurd.
Dohalim.
Just when I think we're getting to the bottom of it all, some new revelation smacks us in the face.
Then let's hope this is our last revelation for a while.
Yeah, I got one that I haven't talked to yet. No way, I can look at the screen. What does this say? Cool.
Do you know anything about a spirit channeling plan?
If you mean the first plan from 300 years ago, then yes. Do you know what its main objective was?
Yes. It was to use Lenegis to siphon off Dana's astral energy and send it to Rena.
Exactly. However, there were two problems we had to consider. First was how to collect and send such a large quantity of astral energy without it becoming sentient. Second, we had to figure out how to convert Dana's energy so it would be compatible with Rena.
I take it the solutions to those problems were to use the wedge for the collection, and then the Sovereign and Maiden to convert the energy.
We have a winner! However, the first plan failed when the Sovereign was overwhelmed and became frenzied. The reason for that is because the Maiden lost control. I'm told he slaughtered many Renans and Helganquil that day. For the next plan, we tried to recreate the Renis Alma, but we didn't have nearly enough of the other non-dark astral energy types. To amend that, we set our sights on Dana, and implemented a system whereby we could extract energy from it.
And the crown contests began.
Correct. Since the Maiden had been the failing point in the previous plan, it was decided to replace her role with machinery to avoid further mishaps. A new Sovereign had to be made as well. It was such tremendously difficult work, its success was dubious. But from the look of things, it would appear such worries were unfounded.
So that's what the purpose of that room we found in the Forbidden Zone was.
What about the flower that sprouted from Rena?
Flower? Oh, that thing. That's the physical manifestation of all the astral energy that's been harvested from Dana. As I'm sure you've noticed, it's quite a lot of energy. At this point, it's likely that it's become physically integrated with Rena's planetary structure.
Hevric 35 mentioned that the spirit channeling plan is entering its final stage. Is that true?
Yeah, sit down and take a nap soon.
It is. I never thought I would live to see the day with my own eyes. And yet here we are. Are we done talking now? If it's all the same to you, I'd really rather not miss anything that's about to happen.
Ooh, sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt.
He talks like the potential end of the world is just another day on the job.
You've got to remember that these guys have been living alone up here for a long time. Who knows what shape their minds are in?
Yeah, I don't care.
It feels like our whole world has been turned upside down.
Seriously, I'm still trying to process the fact that we Renans were created by the Helgan.
Let's take a moment to gather us. I know all of this is a lot to believe and take in, but I think it's fair.
Agreed.
Though I'll admit that I never expected it to all boil down.
Everything that's happened, everything we've been
And to get that energy, the Great Spirit took. Then the Helganquil created the Renans.
Plus, the reason the Great Spirit can't directly control the Renans as well.
Either way, I think it's fair to say we've all had a lot to take in at once. Maybe too much, even. Why don't we all take some time to think things over?
That's a good idea, Kisara. If the Renan Great Spirit really is behind all this, because it's not just Dana on the line, but Rena too. If we're going to do this, we need to be... So let's go ahead and break off for now. We aren't in it. You sure you don't want to be alone right now?
I could ask you the same question.
I figured I'd get all my thinking in while walking around and checking up on everybody.
I'll go along with you. I'm interested to hear what's...
Sounds good.
Everyone's just gone their own way, huh?
Everything we thought we knew. It was all just a fabrication that the Red Women...
Right. Assuming we can believe anything that Hevra...
Well, if the names are anything to go by, it's possible the Helganquil could be behind the fruits of Helgen too.
But if Hevrak 35 was telling the truth, and this was all just one massive lie, does that mean
No, I don't think so. Or at least I hope not.
Really? Well then. If we've lost it, I guess we'll just have to find another.
Make one, huh?
Oh, it's such a pain. Hi. Sure, I guess. My brain hurts. I'm so confused. Now there's people all over the place. What the hell? What happened to you? You got boo-boo? Boo-boo be gone.
Oh, it's you two. Does
He who?
I know that we're all struggling to wrap our minds around it all.
What do you think about everything we've learned? About the Renans?
On some level, I'm not even really sure what to think, to be honest. I mean, the Greats, but if that thing's hellbent on trying to destroy our planet, as for the Renans, I suppose...
How so?
Coexistence between Danans and Renans in my case, I think that's partly because deep down, I was still on guard around Renans. So... to be told that they're like us...
You kept a pretty level head.
You mean about the Renans? At the end of the day, the Helganquil... But... at the same time, I realized that not...
I know you're already aware of this, but the list of grievances the Danans have against the Renans is long. And if people then find out that they're all actually one and the same... Yeah.
Even just among the Danans, I'm sure there'll be some who emerge with power, and some... I think if we can find a way to get rid of that imbalance...
Well, first we can try to figure out what to do about the existing...
Yeah. It'd be nice if one day people could learn to get...
It's no small task. We can't pretend like the past didn't happen.
Right.
Yes.
Everybody has their reasons for feeling the way that they do. In a worst-case scenario, it might...
And we all have to figure out how to meet halfway. Not just that.
That's an interesting way of putting it.
It's true. Everybody has their own scars, their own trauma. It won't be achieved through reasoning, but I think it's a good first step. And now, I think I see a way to move forward.
It's taking forever. What does this say? I already read that.
You both seem awfully calm.
Only because after everything we've seen, we don't have the energy to keep...
How are you holding up, Rinwell? And we'll talk about the Renans.
Yeah. I get this sinking feeling whenever I remember how Danan mages like my family were persecuted. But I was thinking, if Renans end up living together with Danans again... I know it's not as simple as all that. Danans probably won't be so quick to let their guards down. And there might...
It wouldn't surprise me. 300...
Yes, we just had this talk
but even
about
so,
the hatred and
so
the
I was
blah,
thinking
blah.
maybe, I don't know, I could use my position.
Renwell.
That great spirit worries me too, though. Dana's will feels so warm and inviting. So...
Now that you mention it, Everett 35 and the other scientists here never really brought that up.
Maybe. But regardless, at the end of the day...
We won't.
Yeah, I'm glad that was a short one at least. Next. Ugh.
I still can't believe it.
You're not the only one still trying to make...
Really? You've never struck me as the type of guy to get...
Did you forget what happened back in Thistleum? Once my memory started coming back to me...
It was really that bad for you?
Yeah, it was. But thanks to Law and everybody else...
Man, I think you might be a better guy than me, Alphen.
Law.
I was too worried about repeating the same mistakes I'd made back with my dad. That was no way to live. But all this talk about other races and the world ending... If I could...
I know this is going to sound strange coming from me, but maybe...
Oh?
I used to worry all the time about my thorns, for obvious reasons. And when I realized my visions pointed to a threat that was bigger than me, But that's when I finally got it. You guys were all there for me, to
In other words, if you let the big picture stuff get you all muddled up inside, you'll begin to lose sight of...
The thing that's most important. All I want to do is protect the people that really matter to me.
Not everyone is strong enough to fight.
Huh?
It's something your dad told me once when he was still alive. Law, you know you're strong enough to fight. And you're strong enough to... Forget all the big stuff going on.
Yeah. It's like a fight to protect the people around me. Just like I always have.
'Cause we're all in this together to defeat the spirit thingy. Oh,
I apologize for making
so
you witness
many
that.
words.
You mean hearing the origins of the Renans?
Indeed. It's shocking to have so many things I thought to be indelible fade.
Even I'm still not sure everything...
Let's not delude ourselves. If what we've heard is a... I can only imagine that you must have been constantly feeling like this, ever since your memory returned, Alphen. And you was...
That's just part of being alive.
Well, to say the least. But enough about me. I'm not...
When you say the other Renans, you mean the ones that...
Correct. Even if we stop the Great Spirit from putting aside the untold state that Rena may be in, if we do not truly belong there, we will have to think long and hard.
So, I guess your only real choices at this point are to either stay on Lenegis, or come...
And at the same time, Danans are hardly likely to embrace Renans with open arms. If there is, after all, 3 centuries, and the victims of our rule
with the 3
have
centuries.
absolutely every right to feel animosity towards us Renan.
I didn't expect the former Lord of...
Menancia's fate was a stroke of good luck. There had been backlash over how it had been ruled, and I was blessed to have sympathizers among my ranks. Still.
But things can still change if you have the right people.
Indeed.
Yes.
I fully... On that note, I have something of a
Oh? What?
I wish for you to serve as a mediator, so that the Renans can live on Dana peaceably, as the one and only blazing sword. I suspect the Danans may listen to what you have to say when...
And I take it that you'll be the one to represent the Renans?
Yes. I realize that, however, the fact of the matter is that it will take time for Renans to re-enter Danan society without any bloodshed. Is it too much?
No, relax. You get so tense and formal when you're asking...
You're too kind. I can see you were raised well.
That's some high praise, Alphen.
Then I'll ask once again. This time...
You don't even need to ask.
Thank you.
The power of friendship.
Well, it sounds like everyone's learned...
What about you, Shion? How do you feel?
To be honest, I'm not really all that shocked, actually. I mean, right now it's...
How do you mean?
Because for a really, really long time, all I ever thought about was how I thought I'd die alone. That fate I would have never imagined that I'd be traveling with someone like you. Fighting to save... It's been going on for 300 years. It was Naori's hope
300 years.
that somehow, someone in the future would be able to stop it. How it fell on us, of all people, to heed that call.
I don't think Naori was hoping that we would just stop the world from getting destroyed. She considered me a Danan, as a real person. I don't think she wanted the world to be saved, just so they could go...
Huh?
When we were talking to Kisara earlier, about all that stuff like everyone's needing to meet, she said that the first step down that path was for each of us to put us... That means forgiving other people.
Forgiving. So it goes both ways.
Yeah. I don't just mean forgiving things that happened in the past. If we have any hope of moving on and building a better...
You know, you're right. People can hurt one another.
It's not going to be easy getting past, but if we can do it, I'm sure there'll come a... I'm there with you, Shion. I think that's the very least I can do to repay Naori.
Yeah. I want a future that she would feel proud to live in, and I'm going to fight for it.
Whoa there, Savior Girl. We're here to save you too, you...
Yes, I know. Don't worry.
Well,
what happened?
Is everybody ready to do what needs to be done?
I am. There's a lot to think about.
I didn't get to
but
go
at
to
the
the
end
other
of the
one.
day, Dana's still in danger. I don't care who we're up against. We'll kick their ass.
What are your thoughts, Alphen? I want to know what's on your mind, too.
Hungry.
Like Law said, if we have to fight the Great Spirit on Rena, then so be it. It's trying to rob us of our entire world. And it's going to take not just our home, but all of existence along with it. That alone is enough to make it our enemy. But it's not only that. One way or another, I think beating the Great Spirit is going to be tied to us saving Shion.
You're saying there's a chance?
You're referring to the vision of destruction we all saw in Lenegis, I take it?
Sure.
Yeah.
Why not?
3 centuries ago, the astral energy that appeared at the spirit channeling ceremony showed Naori that vision. And to hear Shion tell it, it's the same one that she sees from her own thorns as well.
Indeed. Shion's thorns are comprised of dark astral energy, the one type which we know is native only to Rena. And if Rena's great spirit is what's behind Dana's pending destruction, then...
Shion's thorns are the Great Spirit? It's not actually on Rena like we thought?
We don't know anything for certain. At the very least, though, I think it's possible her thorns are a part of the Great Spirit.
Mm-hmm.
While the main body resides in Rena.
It's a flower reference. We get it.
Shion.
It's gonna be an evil flower.
If these thorns really are a part of Rena's great spirit, I'm going to go over there and give it a piece of my mind and then some.
The question is, how do we confront it? Suffice it to say, that flower growing out of Rena is enormous, large enough to house the will of an entire planet. The Wedge and Lenegis were both hard enough for us to overcome in their own right. This is an altogether greater challenge for merely 6.
And we only know about the Thorns connection thanks to Naori.
Hevric 35 has been observing the Great Astral Spirit this whole time. It wouldn't ask us to fight it unless it has a plan of some sort. Let's go see what that is.
Here. Yay.
Oh my.
Come on.
So if the Sovereign and Maiden were originally boot-up programs for Lenegis...
Even with the Forbidden Zone in ruins and the Renis Alma stolen, Lenegis is functioning fine. If it needed us before...
First they lumber you with a position you never asked for.
More importantly, who do they think we are? We might not even...
I just hope everyone on Lenegis is safe.
Worst comes to worst, Lenegis is equipped with a large number of starships the people can escape in. As long as the whole satellite doesn't...
In any case, if we're truly going to make a difference, it's on Rena we're needed, not...
Right.
You done? And make sure everything is correct. Yes. Now I need to go up here. Yeah. What's in here? Okay. I mean, it's pretty, but is there a point to being here? There's no items or nothing. Whatever. Nothing else.
Do you have your answer for me?
We want to ask something first. You're asking us to fight an entire planet. How exactly do you expect us to do that?
With shovels.
You must have something up your sleeve, or else you wouldn't put us up to it.
The great astral spirit is an immense being, but its actual will does not run throughout its entire body. Rather, its will is derived from the core, which supports the rest of the body, and is where its strength is most densely concentrated. Therefore, if you destroy the core, the great spirit shall become unable to maintain sentience, and return to being ordinary astral energy.
And how are we supposed to destroy that core?
You hit it
by
real hard.
using the Renus Alma. You will also need the assistance of both the Sovereign and the Maiden. They are our best tools for suppressing and controlling astral energy. Using their powers, the Maiden shall seal the great astral spirit within her body, and the Sovereign shall wield the power of the Renus Alma to destroy it.
Hold on. That sounds a lot like what Shion described before.
Yeah, killing herself to take out the thorns with her.
She was actually right all along.
By my calculations, your powers combined should be sufficient to destroy the great astral spirit, and disperse its energy widely enough to make it difficult to reform.
What will happen to the Maiden once we manage to beat the great astral spirit?
Any matter contained within the field of destruction shall be erased.
So it really will kill me.
This method is the most simple one available to destroy the Great Spirit, and is therefore our most reliable option.
Okay, what's plan
What
B?
are our other options?
There is little reason to consider alternative courses of action when the most optimal among them is so clear.
You don't get it. I promised Shion that she wouldn't die. That we'd save the world without needing to sacrifice her. We didn't fight this whole time just to give up on her at the very end. If there's any other way to take out the Great Spirit, I want to hear it.
This plan shall lead to the fewest losses in preserving your world. Abandoning it is irrational.
I'm irrational.
It is vital that you proceed with this plan. A part of Rena's great astral spirit already resides within her. 300 years ago, the Great Spirit descended upon Lenegis in an attempt to assume direct control of the spirit channeling ceremony. We have reason to believe the Great Spirit left part of itself behind, and that it now resides in the Maiden.
Which would make Alphen's earlier hypothesis correct.
That part inside the Maiden belongs to the core, and can be used by the great astral spirit to revive itself. So long as it remains, it will be all but impossible to fully eradicate the Great Spirit. That is why it is necessary for it to be vanquished only once it is whole. Without the Maiden's direct control over the Great Spirit, attacking it is futile, and will only serve to strengthen it.
No.
Wait. Naori said that the Renus Alma can suppress the self-realization of astral energy, and that the thorns can be neutralized by placing them in it. If so, can't the same also be done to the Great Spirit, seeing as the thorns are simply part of it?
Well, can it?
It is true that the Renus Alma is capable of what you suggest, and could contain the great astral spirit.
Yes!
However, Doing so requires fine control on the level of the spirit channeling ceremony. Considering that the Renus Alma was previously lost when that ceremony failed, I cannot allow it. Its uncertainty is simply too great.
What does that mean for us if you won't allow it?
Your starship will not be restored, and you will all be unable to leave here.
Why you?
Fine then. I'd rather stay here and rot than do it your way.
Alphen?
Whatever we do, if we mess up, Dana's screwed. The Great Spirit will destroy it. If you're fine letting that happen, and we have nothing to gain either way, then I'd rather do nothing. We want to stop Dana from getting destroyed. We want to save it. But not if it means having to sacrifice one of us in the process. If all you're gonna do is sit back and watch us where it's safe, then quit ordering us around and shut up!
Alphen.
Bitch.
What you say is irrational. Be that as it may, I shall accede to your demand.
You'll agree?
I am an observer. The Sovereign, Maiden, and Renus Alma are my species' greatest achievement. I wish to see how well they work against the Great Spirit in light of our demise by its hands.
Yeah.
But what are we supposed to do about the Renus Alma? One of your buddies ran off with it back on Lenegus.
It is likely that the Renus Alma is with the Great Spirit, functioning as a catalyst for it to receive Dana's astral energy.
So our only option to retrieve it is to head straight for the Great Spirit and take it back?
According to my observations, the astral energy is most densely concentrated in the center of Rena, where the Great Spirit's core is located.
So right in the middle of that giant flower, then.
I have one more question. You've said that Rena's great astral spirit is already integrated with the planet. What will happen to Rena once it vanishes?
Without the will of the Great Spirit, Rena is predicted to collapse. Even in such a scenario, the energy will disperse, and the Great Spirit will likely not reform.
So you're saying that even if we manage to beat the Great Spirit without destroying it, we'll still be in danger?
Likely, the collapse will occur in stages. It is recommended that you all escape before the final stage.
Cool.
Man, I wish that thing would tell it to us straight for once.
Hevrek 35 and the others have gotten used to hypothesizing from afar is all.
They already said the secret to Maiden working well with the Sovereign is an emotional connection.
Fix our starship. We're
Since
going
the two
to
of them flirt just about every chance they get.
Excellent.
They're gonna be fine.
But I want to make one thing clear. We're doing this for ourselves, to protect what matters to us. We're not doing it for your sake, or because you told us to. Remember that.
It matters little to me.
It's getting
The
warm
end
here.
result shall be the same. Repair work on your starship has commenced. You'll have to wait until it's finished.
Okay.
Man, is it too much to ask for?
Is the Renus Alma really our only hope against the Great Spirit? There has to be another way, right?
Shion's Fire Master Core was able to suppress astral energy to prevent it from gaining sentience, right? Couldn't we make use of that somehow?
I'm not sure. In small doses, maybe. And with the amount of...
Back in Calaglia, the Blazing Sword was able to take in a whole spirit vessel's worth of energy. If it has the capacity...
Except after it absorbed the energy, it ended up releasing it all moments later, remember? Besides, this is the Great Spirit we're talking about, not a paltry vessel. Even if I could use the Master Core, your body wouldn't be able to take the...
Hevrek 35 didn't mention it, and it did not seem the type to skimp on details. So assuming it's even
You're probably right.
Here's a quest. I want it. Hop. Hop. Am I gonna get to play at some point? I'm getting tired. Chatting, talking, yammering. Maybe we don't rest. There's nothing else for me to do. Oh boy, more cutscenes.
You still thinking about what the scientists told us? About where Renans really come from?
I am, but not for myself.
You're worried about the future of the Renan people.
The fact that our people have been the same this whole time will only give the Danans further reason to resent us.
But you still intend to confront this truth head-on, don't you?
Well, I did declare that I would live my life for the living, and not the dead.
Yep.
Even as I dream of retirement, I shall remain dedicated to the cause.
I'm sure you'll do great.
I'd like to retire from all
Now
these cutscenes.
that I think about it, I don't believe I've ever heard you criticize or reproach us Renans even once.
I'm no saint. I have skeletons in my closet too. There was definitely a time when I hated Renans for who they were. I hated them just for being Renan. But you changed that, Dohalim. You gave me an opportunity to see them in a different light. Thanks to your reforms, we were able to stand next to Renans not as slaves, but as equals for the first time in our lives.
Hooray!
Of course, I'm sure there were some Renans who still hated us on the inside. But we knew that not all of you were like that. There were those of you who were good, and that was a start. When it comes down to it, Renans are just people. They can be good or bad, just like Danans.
Imagine that.
That is, in essence, the heart of your approach, isn't it? That we're all people.
Yeah, it is. When you can pull someone aside and talk to them one-on-one, then you have the chance to come to an understanding.
How was that old Flash video?
But as soon as you stereotype, that chance goes away, and you stop thinking of them as people that you can relate to.
I understand what you're saying, but we're talking about massive numbers of Renans and Danans alike. Realistically speaking, surely they won't all be able to get along.
Even if we end up butting heads with one person, maybe we'll find better luck among their friends. If we can build a society that works like that, that'll be something worth nurturing and protecting.
So you wish for people to form real bonds and do away with the hierarchy outright? To deal with one another as humans, and nothing more? That's the ideal future you hope to see when this is all over?
Snakes on a plane, that's what it was.
Yes, I do. I think it would make for a
That old
fine
Flash
tribute to my brother's legacy. Though, that said, I would be doing it for the people of the future first and foremost.
Snakes on a plane. Oh shit, there better be people on the plane.
Do you still plan to return to Lenegis when this is over?
Indeed I do. I don't know whether I'll be able to reside in Lenegis proper, however. My first order of business may be to find somewhere to live.
Menancia!
You'll always have a home in
There aren't that many of them.
As I shall ever keep in mind.
Well, if you ever need a helping hand,
It's a good
don't
place for them to
hesitate to
live.
come get me. I'll always be there for you, Doe.
Just kiss already, you
Did
two.
you just... Never mind. Thank you, Kisara. I appreciate your patience as I work all this out.
Don't even mention
Appreciate
it.
a Big Mac right
And
now.
really, when you think about it, now that we know the two of us aren't so different after all, don't you think that brings down a barrier that used to be between us?
There you go, Shield Mom.
You know,
make your move.
I hadn't actually thought of it that way
Get him.
before. But I do like the sound of it.
Yeah, I think I do too.
Ah, come on, make your move. Ah, he was right there. Oh, now it's these two. What is this, the couples collection?
Hey, why'd you call me here? Was there something you wanted to talk about?
Well, if everything we've heard about the Great Spirit is true,
He's gonna
then
make
we're
his
getting
move.
close to our final battle. so I wanted to apologize while I can.
Apologize? For what?
I was being real stupid before. About whether Dana's will had been controlling us and all that.
I'm so bored.
I get why you're angry now. Anybody would be if something they trusted was being questioned. So, I'm sorry, Rinwell. Really.
I don't know what to do with my hands. I'm bored.
No, Law. Honestly, I think you might have been onto something. Of course you were worried. Who wouldn't be if they found out there might be some invisible force pulling our strings this whole time?
But you really trust Dana's will, don't you? Is it because you can sense it a lot more than the rest of us? Because you can understand it?
Yeah, I think that might be part of it. But I also want to believe it's good.
Believe?
Remember how I used to really resent coming from a family of mages?
Yeah, of course. Because you were always on the run and had to live in hiding.
When we rescued Zephyr and I finally decided to come along with you all, something changed inside me. It was the first time I felt like my powers had any meaning, even if that meaning was only helping you guys fight. Then, when I felt Dana's will, I was overwhelmed by how vast and warm it was. It made me want to believe my powers were made to connect with it. It made me believe I had a bigger purpose.
So that's why you hope it doesn't turn out to be bad. You almost need it to be kind.
Yeah.
Well, alright. Then I promise I'll lay off bad-mouthing it.
You will?
There's no way for me to know for sure one way or the other, right? But you trust it, Rinwell, and that's enough for me. So I'll trust it because you do.
Remember what I said about neither planet's great spirit reaching us here?
Yeah?
That's not quite true. I can feel just a little bit of Rena's inside you and everyone else.
You... what?
I sensed it when we first got here. It's a really small amount, so it doesn't feel like it has a will of its own. But I think that's how Dana's energy probably is too.
So you're saying there's a little bit of Dana's will inside each of us? In a way, doesn't that mean we're all Dana's will?
What?
Well, like you said, unless Dana's energy comes together, it has no will. So if we all have a little bit of Dana's astral energy inside us...
Yeah, maybe...
Effort 35 might know the answer. But, you know what? I don't need to ask it. My will is my own. I fight for who I want to fight for. That's who I am now. Who I've become. So thanks, Rinwell, for sharing that with me.
Ah.
To be honest, the only reason I was suspicious of Dana's will... well, I mean, it mostly was... I feel like you and I had grown apart lately, and I was worried it was because...
Huh?
Never mind. Nothing. Just forget about it.
Huh? No, what were you saying?
Saying? I don't remember
Come
saying
on.
anything.
Now you won't tell me what you were thinking?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Then spit it out already.
Take a shot. We're laughing now. We're not done yet, are we?
Are you sure you don't want to get some rest?
I can't. I've got too much on my mind. Especially knowing how close our last battle is. How are you doing, Shion?
Same as you, still trying to absorb everything.
Remember when it was so simple? We were only fighting all the lords on Dana? All of that feels like a lifetime ago, doesn't it?
Ages and ages ago. Everything that's happened since we first met. So many fights, so much chaos, so many wonderful people.
If I hadn't run into you that day, well, I wouldn't have met all of you. I never would have held the blazing sword or looked for something more. I wouldn't have my memories back. I'd still be a faceless slave, like as not long dead.
Hey, Alphen. I want you to promise me something.
Yeah?
If we can't find the Renis Alma, there's something I want you to do. Like Hevrect 35 said, the only way we can end the Great Spirit for good is to go after both the main body in Rena and the thorns in me. I need you to promise me, Alphen, that if for some reason we can't get the Renis Alma back, you'll use the blazing sword to destroy the Great Spirit, and me along with it.
Huh?
It's true the blazing sword may not have the strength of the Renis Alma. But it's taken us this far. It's slain lords and beasts. At the very least, it has to be worth a try.
You can't be serious. Have you forgotten everything
Listen,
that we...
the Great Spirit isn't just our problem. It's a threat to our entire world. Renans and Danans alike. We don't know what's going to happen when we face it, but we need to be prepared for anything. We can't second-guess ourselves when the time comes. I promise you, I'm not planning on going anywhere. I'm prepared to fight with absolutely everything I've got. But if it comes down to it, I need you to be prepared too.
Okay. But you should know that I'm not going to give up on you, Shion. I'm going to fight this until the very end. I hope you can forgive me for that.
Alphen. Okay, I understand. And I'll forgive you.
Thank you, Shion.
So it's a promise then?
Yeah, it's a promise.
I remember how I felt the first time you touched me. My thorns made any contact a mistake no one would ever make twice. After they'd seen what could happen, fear would always linger behind their eyes. In my entire life, I never had someone willingly reach out to me. But when you reached out to me and gently took my hand, you didn't react at all. It was so easy for you. I don't have words for the shock I felt in that moment.
That's because I couldn't feel pain back then.
Even once you could, though, you still chose to keep reaching out to me. And when you did, I felt this warmth that I had never known before. But still, I hate having to see you suffer through it every time you do.
You won't have to worry about that for much longer.
You think so?
I do, because Shion,
No. You can tell me once my thorns are gone. Okay?
Yeah. Okay. Everybody get enough rest? We ready for this?
Yeah, nice nap sitting here with all
we
them
should probably
scenes,
get moving.
being bored.
Agreed. Can't stand around waiting all day.
Our task is relatively straightforward. We need only descend down to Rena, defeat the Great Spirit, and restore stability to both worlds.
We're fighting for a new future for both Dana and Rena.
Right. We've come this far. We will save our worlds. That's a promise.
Then let's go, everybody. We've got one last wall to tear down.
Repairs on your starship are complete. Everything is in working order.
Oh, thank God.
Is that you, Hevrek 35? You can
like
see
20
us from where
minutes.
you are?
I can. I can see anywhere within the bounds of Dake Faisal.
Sounds like someone's a peeping Tom.
Maybe we should give Hevrek 35 a break. It has been stuck in this tiny facility for a very, very long time.
I have unlocked all functions on your starship. You can now make use of its warp drive.
Warp drive? Wait, you mean like what the Red Women used on us? What brought us here?
It's possible that the Red Women may have found a way to activate it on the starship. They are Helganquil, after all.
Using the warp drive, you should be able to breach Rena's atmosphere without being detected.
Wait, should?
You'll need to be careful. Due to the force field surrounding Rena, the ship will be unable to go any further than the surface of the planet.
So, once we reach the shell, it appears we'll have to infiltrate the core by foot. Understood.
Yeah, that
we gotta
won't
go
take
all the way
long.
down just walking?
Will all the Helganquil go back to normal once we defeat the Great Spirit? I have a strange feeling we're going to have to fight them before this is all over.
The extinction of my people is inevitable at this stage. As such, it would be illogical to risk the success of the mission in a vain attempt to save my kind.
We understand.
Can't that thing lighten up a bit? Everything it says seems to be about what's illogical.
Well, come on, Doe.
Hold up, did you just...
You heard the lady. Get going.
I have one last question.
What?
As Sovereign, your identification number indicates that you are well past your predicted life expectancy. Similarly, the Maiden lacks any identification number, as her function should have been rendered unnecessary. Despite this, the two of you continue to exist. Why?
What?
We exist because others have entrusted this to us. Over the years, many people have come together and sworn to see this through to the end.
You mean it is because of multiple chance interactions? The likelihood of such events is statistically improbable.
Improbable, not impossible.
Why have you two continued to persist under these conditions?
Power of love.
It's hard to explain. To be honest, I don't think it's something an observer could understand. All right, time to get back on the Fall Knights.
Fast travel still shut down. It has been like seriously a half an hour since I last played. I think I got on this ship at like 20 after 4. It's 5 after 5.
It would appear that our Helganquil host really has fulfilled its end of the bargain.
You know what that means. Time to go to Rena.
I guess this means we should give that warp drive a spin.
Look at all the pollen references. That looks neat. Oh, frame rate. Why do I get the feeling that's not water?
There's nothing here. This weird ocean we're surrounded by just stretches out everywhere. Is this really where the Helganquil come from?
I don't sense even a trace of astral energy. This world is dead.
Yeah.
Then this must be the hollowing.
You mean to tell me this whole world, the entire ocean has...
Called it.
That stuff?
And it's covering everything. The entire planet.
Yeah,
This is what the Great Spirit does. After it depleted this planet of every last speck of astral energy, it went after Dana.
So arresting. This world of doom.
Doom, doom.
Back in its day, Rena was probably just as vibrant as Dana is.
And then it was doom.
But after being robbed of its
buildings.
astral energy for so long, those days are gone and past. This is all that will remain.
So the Great Spirit
I
took
want to
everything.
do stuff.
It stole energy not just from living beings, but the land, the sea, everything.
And it bound the Helganquil in servitude, until their whole world was nothing but this. And by the looks of it, that's how it remains to this day. A world of death and emptiness.
With nothing left here to consume, the Great Spirit turned its sights on Dana, looking for another host.
You're saying if we don't stop it, this is what Dana's going to look
Yes.
like?
Yeah, get with the
We can be
picture
sure
already.
that even these few remaining remnants of Renan life will not be spared in the end.
If the oblivion and darkness both Shion and Naori saw comes to pass, nothing will survive. It looks like we can climb down from there. Let's take a look.
Cool. Awesome. Great. Love it.
So this is Rena. This is where
Special
everything
owl.
began. Yet it's a dead world?
I won't let Dana.
Maybe now I can go back. Do my fishing, do the owls.
A hollowed ocean as far as the eye can see.
What do you mean, what would happen? You'd drown, wouldn't you?
Come to think of it, I don't believe I've heard of someone ever trying. Perhaps you'd like to...
Nah, I'll pass.
This is essentially a world-sized Renan graveyard. Are you proposing to disturb the dead slumber?
No, because I said I passed.
Taking an interest is understandable, but let's not forget where we are. This place...
Looks like we're not going to be hearing the end of this one for a while.
You'd think I was already snorkeling in it or something.
I like that one.
So the idea is to seal the Great Spirit inside the Renaissance using the Sovereign and Maiden's power.
I'm guessing it won't be as easy as holding a spirit channeling ceremony.
I already had wielded astral energy once 3 centuries ago. As for suppressing her thorns, the problem isn't just our enemy's strength. It's that it's sentient, too. And you can bet anything you like it's...
In other words, we need to find some way to weaken it in advance.
Back when Shion's thorns flew out of control, we were able to deal with them directly. If this is their host, they should be even...
If that's the case, it should make them easier to attack at least. And if we can manage to divert enough...
We might just be able to weaken it enough to steal the Renaissance, which we can then use. It won't be easy, but it's our own... Question for you. Let's say, knock on...
What'll the world be like? Is that what...
Yeah, I mean, at the end of this...
A lot will have to change, that's for sure. The world will have to...
What do you mean?
It's well and good putting an end to Renan.
That's true. Just as...
Renans, Danans, astral art users, mages.
If only we could see differences like that for what they are. No different to someone having a musical talent, or not differences so much as...
It will take someone in power to set an example. But with time,
there will no longer be any need for the example.
That's where we come in. Imagine it. A world where magic and astral arts are used to help people.
Yeah, you're right, Rinwell. Why?
Oh my god!
I wonder what Helganquil civilization was like at its...
I can imagine that'd be something you'd take an interest in.
There's no question it must have been advanced, like none either world has ever seen. We could surely stand...
I get that you're itching to delve into its history.
Put a pin in it, and you can do all the research you want when you retire.
I can think of worse things than a retirement dedicated to research. As for whether Rena is amenable to an aging specimen...
It's a little early to be giving it serious thought just yet.
A man can dream, though. A man can dream.
Good line.
We didn't say there's anything wrong with dreaming.
In your case, Dohalim, dreams have a habit of...
You'll need to stay with us for now, though. You're too helpful to...
Why do I feel this is less of a compliment and more of an old...
Just a friendly suggestion.
We done? Can I go back? Okay. Yes. There's a quest here? Whatever. Going back. We're doing quests. When I get back to Dana, I'll look up the owls.
Finally. If only we could have flown with the wind to get here faster.
Oh, you son of a...
Hey! Hey!
Is this about dinner last night? I didn't real...
What? No, I'm...
Rinwell.
Oh, yeah, right. So I was thinking about those armored soldiers we've seen.
Yeah, they're designed to make whoever's wearing them stronger.
Right. So it kind of begs the question then.
I don't know, makes them more intimidating, I guess? Or maybe all that tech...
You don't think it's weird how the armored soldiers are the exact same height as the Helganquil?
Can't say I'd ever noticed it till now.
Connect the dots, Law!
Okay, let me get this straight. You think the armored suits might have originally...
Huh. But if that's...
It would mean... just that, I guess. But still...
Not... hugely? Hey, Kisara, well, I've got you. What's on tonight?
Get him, Hootle.
What did I do?
Oh, now you want to listen. Keep pecking, Hootle.
Ow, ow, ow! Seriously, what the hell?
That was good.
You know, guys, when you think about it, we've taken out a lot.
You can say that again. If one thing's for certain in this world, it's that wherever we go, we'll all...
Isn't it weird that they're still so plentiful? You don't think the...
Certainly in all of my years, I've never heard of them constructing such a massive facility on...
The only thing I can think of, then, is that the feral ones...
There's also no organized effort on our part to hunt them down.
Exterminate them? Whoa.
What do you mean?
Zeugles originally used to be living creatures native to Dana and Rena, right?
You're right. Zeugles were...
First people made Zeugles, and then we let them go.
I hope we find a way to be able to...
It's a nice thought, but they attack towns and cities.
Aside from the strays that have gone wild, it's worth remembering that Renans are able...
If we had distinct territories that didn't overlap, that might reduce...
Well, I guess when you look at it that way...
Yeah, where am I on that? It's 200 for a trophy. I did that wrong. Yeah. Nope. 71, 102, 116. There aren't 200 in existence. 120. So I need 4 more. Right. Quest.
I hear a voice. Somebody's
What do
asking
you
for
want?
help.
Yes.
Excuse me!
God,
Really
what do they
now.
want?
What?
I see.
Okay, I gotta kill something on Rena.
Agreed.
Very nice.
I'll get to that later. And yes.
Dohalim? The line of researchers is getting longer.
The line of pains in the ass is getting longer as well. There's supposed to be one here. This one that takes me to the uninhabited thing to go fishing. Atlantis? There's none of this.
Hey, Law.
My
Been
God.
training?
Yeah, I guess I got a little carried away. You think this is bad?
Yeah. A word of advice. You might want to refrain from mentioning that stuff around.
Man, can you imagine Rinwell's face?
I meant in general, but... You sure meant...
Huh? Oh, you know...
Either that, or maybe some part of you is
May the trials and tribulations of young romance never change.
Romance? Like I'd be interested in that know-it-all Tom...
You know, I used to be a tomboy too when I was Rinwell's age.
Look, it's not tomboys I have anything against, but...
Hey, I miss anything?
Rinwell!
Thunderblade!
Ah! What the hell was that for?
A little birdie told me you were speaking about me behind my back. Whew!
From the looks of it, I'd say you've got...
It wouldn't be called the Spring of Youth without a little storm.
Hey, Shion. How are you and...
That's a little out of the blue.
Sorry, it's just... I don't know. I'm just curious.
I suppose you're right. Well, to tell you the truth, if he'd been the way he is, but then, if we hadn't met like we did, then I never would have experienced...
I can imagine. I know it's not the same thing, but... I know what it feels...
Because of Miguel.
Alphen's still alive. It's not too late, you know. And after all, who can say what the future holds? I think if I were you...
Besides, touch isn't everything. I've never touched you.
That's true. But I do remember back when we first met, you made it plenty clear you...
But that was a long time ago. There were lots of things I didn't understand.
Don't worry, I'm only teasing. I know, and you're right. There are ways to convey your...
I'll say, cooking a meat, and if it's someone's favorite dish, all the better. If there's something on your mind that you want to tell him...
You might just have a point.
Uh-oh. If it's Alphen's palate you're appealing to, that...
Well, friendship is about being supportive. Sometimes...
Oh, come on!
Even after
This
staying
game
here,
hates me.
we never truly got to the bottom of what makes this realm's citizens tick.
Renan and Danon are meaningless distinctions here. To have one's own mind is strictly forbidden.
That might be the case now, but it can't always have been like that.
Once, maybe. Question.
If it's not, we'll just have to make something new. No, not we. They've had enough.
You're right.
It's
time the people here had the chance to...
These things take time to... What the... An ambush?
Sorry. There was a huge flying bug and...
A bug?
Something tells me she would have shot it, whether it was a Zoogle or not.
This realm is teeming with humid forests. It's only natural. In fact, I seem to recall reading somewhere that bugs around these parts lay their eggs in human food to ensure...
Sounds like they're tougher than they look.
What about you, Alphen? Bugs...
I wouldn't say I was their #1 fan. Mind you, if times get desperate enough, I've been...
Insects as a culinary option, you say? What kind of seasoning are we...
Dohalim, I don't think he was talking about cooking them.
Hey, a lizard!
Why is she afraid of lizards too? Jeez. Do they have anything on the owls? They do not. So I gotta go by this. Oh, boys. You can change the color? Whoa. I know I have the dog tail. Rabbit ears and spotted cat. Rabbit ears, spotted cat. Cat tail, monocle, dog ears. Dog ears. Cat tail. Monocle. Rabbit tail, left bandage, frame glasses. Frame glasses, left bandage, rabbit tail. Left eye patch, wolf ears, wolf tail. Wolf tail, wolf ears, and left eye patch. I'm pretty sure I have both eye patches. Yes, left eye patch. Sunglasses, double horns, half frames. Sunglasses, half frames, double horns. Red tropical corsage, devil wings, halo. Halo. Red tropical corsage, devil wings. Crown, giggle glasses, devil tail. Devil tail, crown, and giggle glasses. Red rose, retro sunglasses, angry glasses. There's angry. There's retro. There's rose ahead. God, it's not bright enough blue. Angel wings, butterfly wings. And right eye patch. Angel wings, butterfly wings. Right eye patch. What kind of butterfly wings do they have? Star hair clip I just looked at. I can see it from here. Right bandage, swirly glasses, poodle dog. Poodle dog. Right bandage. Swirly. Can you change the poodle? Oh, you can. Sad glasses. Vivid sphere artifact. Sad glasses. I don't think I got that. Oh, it's back at that thing. I knew there was one up there. It just wasn't supposed to be there yet. Okay, so these are all the ones. Alright. Let's reveal waste. Ganymede's this castle, isn't it? That's the forest. And they go to the bottom, I think. Prison tower. The forest, storage chamber. chamber after I get this. Oh, it's that wedding.
Right.
How do I get to this island?
Sax-Leo Temple. Isn't that where Shion was being held? I never thought about this until now, Alphen. But doesn't it get hot wearing that armor all the time?
Admittedly, yeah, it can...
Is it hard when your back starts to itch?
Oh, you bet. Plus, my shoulders get stiff.
Kisara looks like she manages all right with her armor.
Armor takes a strong body and a stout heart.
Spoken like a true guardsman.
The more I think about it, the more I realize what a pain it must be. Like, what do you do when you...
Ew!
That part can be a bit of a pain, yeah.
That sucks, man. Wouldn't it be easier if you just walked around outside of...
You never know when the enemy might attack. As tempting as it might be to take...
So basically, you're screwed if you ever get attacked while taking a...
Are you doing this on purpose?
Way to be dirty. Should technically go through the list. The other way, but whatever. I'll do this one next, and I'll go the other way. You never even took off the armor.
Oh. Just great.
Cheers!
Cheers! What? Nice try, you two.
Never. Why?
Wait.
I could...
Oh no. This is just...
I'm alone.
What can I do to get her to snap out of it? Oh, I've got it!
Alphen?
Shion, you're not alone. There's also this one from me. So please, we'll fight this together.
God.
You dummy! That's not what I was upset about. How many times do... That said, it does make me feel better. Even if your bouquet is just a weapon named after one.
I'm just glad I could help. And I made another one to go with it, so it wouldn't be lonely either.
You never cease to amaze me, Alphen.
Okay. Wedding cake cutter. I got a silver suit of armor. And we're getting a bunch of artifacts now. He's out of stuff. I've tried that. So I can't some more.
Feeling better now, Shion?
I'm sorry I lost my cool like that.
Don't worry. It's not like I have any room for criticism.
Being a grown-up isn't easy, is it?
It is better. Pretty cool too. The cake cutter. The cake cutter looks ridiculous. Whatever. It's good. That's all that matters. Artifact. Silver suit of armor. Another experience, please. It's like 100% boost, and I still struggle. And it's double XP. Fast travel to the Lord. Oh my god, I have to run all the way up here. Oh, thank God.
Do you sense one of your friends, Hoodle?
Sitting right there. This is kind of creepy looking.
Who?
Writing.
Who?
That treasure. What a sweet-sounding ring it has.
You really think so?
Let's see what it does. Writing. Writing. Probably carryover skills. As you carry over titles and earn skills to new game plus after killing the game. Okay. Okay. Oops. Nope, that's a piece of that. There's supposed to be a quest here. Understand. Let me look it up. I spelled that wrong. I know I spelled it wrong, whatever. Okay. On the grave. Janet Harrow. Sure. Oh, I have to go to the shore, so the hidden one. Pain in the ass. Okay, so we'll do that one last because it has high level enemies. Back to Coglia. One of those quests is going to be for that rock.
You finally made it.
Oh my God. Come on.
I never realized before just how hot this...
You're only just noticing? Ah, yes.
That's the one. It's hard to believe I once worked in this soup, let alone...
And all with the mask concealing your face. It must have been very grimy.
Back then, we had our plates full enough dealing with... It never occurred to me the air itself was oppressive in its own way. My head's spinning just with the effort it takes to walk.
I think that's called heat stroke. You might want to take a sip of water.
You mean that water that's been festering under the sun for days? I wouldn't chance it without boiling it first.
Oh, I know. I'll go to the dock.
Water alone won't suffice. You'll need to ensure his
In that case, let's see if we can rustle up some rock salt.
And then there were two.
Bit of an overreaction.
Maybe it's not the time, but
I know what you mean.
you don't ever regret meeting me sometimes, do you?
Are you kidding? You started all of this.
Isn't that sweet? There's no out here, it's an Ablia waste. I knew it was up there.
Hey.
Yes.
Just great.
How's this?
Got it.
Hey! Yay!
All right.
Okay, I have to go to... I forget what Ganymede is. I'll finish this first. It's on the 3rd floor.
Hey, she's pretty cute.
Who are you looking at? Quit gawking and let's go.
No!
That was good. Some of these are good. Some of them are not. Oh god, it's this guy.
Hey.
Hey! Yes!
Yours!
Right.
Sure.
I don't believe this.
I don't believe this. I'm so offended. Me cook for myself.
Okay!
Great.
Good.
There you go.
Nice work.
Ah!
Make some garden.
But this is...
Wow.
Donut.
Yes.
Yep, donuts.
Oh.
Amazing. Nice work. Very nice.
Thanks.
Yes.
Yes. I'm gonna go find someone who can first. I have a feeling I got quite a few cutscenes to take care of. Let's see what these donuts do.
Looks like we made it here in one piece.
It's like every 2 minutes it drops for some reason. You have anything new? Yes. Yeah, so. Oh. Look at that thing. Sacred Karma. Right Angelica. Awesome. Cool. Blue shield. Not exactly cool looking, but sure. Better. What a book right there. Oh, they're cool. Realm Unifier. El Vaf. Fidel and Renegus. Hollow Edge. too many weapons to make. This is not the right thing.
Have you guys checked your equipment lately?
Why are you staring at me?
I love how much amazing food we get to eat.
Me too. Yeah. Especially compared to what I used to have.
It's amazing what good food can do.
Yeah. Ain't that the...
That's why you shouldn't be such a
Huh?
She's right. You always leave food that you...
Come on, what's the big...
Back in the day,
Exactly.
That definitely explains a lot about why...
Dohalim, I bet you don't know what any of that's like. You must be used to...
Sometimes it was gold.
You didn't shy away from that at all.
Although, there was one
Oh?
When I first learned that the food I ate originally came from animals and fish...
You just ate whatever was in...
That's a silver-spooned elite for you.
Your cooking has really...
It's because of you that I understand what makes it so fun.
I've noticed a disturbing trend that after it's your turn to cook, our ingredients tend to run really low.
That is a good point, Law. There's a weird difference between the amount of ingredients she prepares and how much food actually gets served.
I don't know. Isn't it pretty normal for...
Or maybe she eats all the bad batches herself.
Come on. I wouldn't do anything like that.
Then how would you explain the difference?
I have a theory that I wish to propose.
What is it?
As we all know, Shion here can have quite the appetite. By my eye, it would appear that her footprints are leaving deeper impressions as of late.
Yeah, she's getting fat.
She's been snacking while she cooks.
And yet, she still looks so slender in her clothing.
Yeah, I'm kind of envious, actually.
Wait a sec. Are you guys trying to say she...
I'm what?
Nothing.
Nothing.
She's getting fat.
Shion, about that...
Sorry about that.
I didn't come to criticize you.
You don't need to worry about me. And it's like how you used to not care about getting beat up because you couldn't feel pain. And then I...
You're right. That is how I used to be.
Then what do you mean? How is what's happening...
It's different now.
Look, if you mean because you can feel pain...
It's because I don't want to see you getting hurt. You're right. When I couldn't feel it, I didn't listen to anybody's warnings. And this isn't about you and me being able to take pain. Is that a crazy thing?
No, it isn't. We can't expect our enemies to show us any mercy.
I'm sorry if
I will, at least, for as...
Oh my god.
Hey, Alphen. Why do you like spicy food?
You know, I haven't thought about that before. Maybe because when I...
But now that you can feel pain again...
Did you like spicy food when you were younger?
Not as much as I do now. At some point, it just became some...
I can most certainly relate. Once you've had your fill of ordinary food.
I don't think that's got anything to do with Alphen's tastes. Although I won't deny that you definitely...
I just wish I could have gotten you into sweets like me, Alphen.
I like food that's dense and keeps you feeling full myself. It helps you last longer when you're on the move.
We all know you're a quantity over quality kind of...
What was that?
Nothing.
You know, I've also noticed Shion's not really into the same kind of food most Renans are.
That's so me. Even when I was little, I was all about food that gives me strength.
And I guess Kisara is so good at cooking fish because she can...
I'm only good with fish because it used to be the easiest thing to get. When you work with...
I like fish just fine. But what I really like about your cooking is how it tastes home...
Really? You know, I used to cook a lot of meals for...
When you get down to it, I guess the things a person cooks and the foods they...
That was fun. Are we done? Okay. What do donuts do? Earn combat points up out. Yeah, that's not great. Let's re-up this.
Good food is the best kind.
Okay.
Kisara, let's talk for a bit. So, Kisara, once this fight is all over...
Yeah. I've seen and learned so much traveling. Hopefully I can use that knowledge to help reform. What about you, Alphen?
That's a good question. Granted, all I've ever known is how to swing a sword. Still, as long as I have somewhere to come home to, Somewhere with a roof and 4 walls without any holes in them. It would be a home with enough food to make sure I don't go hungry. And
you've always been modest like that. But you're forgetting something else that makes a home.
I hate to make this conversation all about me.
For myself? Well, there is one thing I can think of.
Yeah?
I want a fishing pond.
Really?
Yeah, I've been thinking about it for a while now. You always have to make all these preparations before you go out and fish. Dig a pond, fill it with water, and get some fish for it. If I could do that, I wouldn't have to worry about Zoogles.
You really do love fishing if you're even thinking of ways to help other people and...
I do.
Go live by the shore.
Don't tell him
Him? You mean Dohalim? True. If he caught wind of it, it might...
Not only that, he's still determined to make Vicent's residents happy. So if I ever get around to making my fishing pond, I'd...
Well, if you ever need help, don't hesitate to ask. I don't know my lures from my rods.
That's sweet of you to offer. And then, with the fish I catch there, I could treat everyone to... I suppose I never realized until this conversation that I had any dreams like that for myself.
Yay.
Don't worry. Once I finish folding these clothes, I'll go to sleep.
This means she gets the title. Final player.
Before we go, do you guys have everything?
Final player? +5 combo using separate arts. Okay. Gotta try and remember that. Does she not have the thing? No? I have to do a bunch of them. Oh, the amount of things.
You finally made it.
Hey.
Huh?
Yes. Oh.
Yay!
Yep, made donuts.
Yeah!
Yes.
Yeah!
Perkins one. And Glutton's Code.
We avoided getting roasted in that...
Glutton's Code. Right there. Cooking effect boost 2, okay. It's like a chef's uniform, to be honest. This looks nice. And I'm feeling the rest are all going to be the same. Seems like the 2 types. Nope, she's got shorts. These are pretty much the same.
Ring.
Okay. Here, Garrison. Nope. Here. Fast travel, yes.
What we could really use is something to cap this off.
Sure. Got any ideas on what would be good?
Mabo curry. Fried bread stuffed with curry.
You'd probably buy out the whole stock.
Business. You're not going to want. Where the hell are you? No. There you are.
Yeah! Hey.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Just great.
I guess...
Thanks. I've been through this story.
Huh? Well... All right. All right. I guess. Whew. Got it.
Great. I know it's that one, and the owl's up there. I didn't get another cutscene.
We've reached our destination.
Do you sense one of your friends, Hootle?
Sure he does. There are another dozen cutscenes to do? Oh, this one's automatic.
Doing some thinking?
Nah.
Is it a wonder to you our group has held together?
Maybe. We've got Danans, Renans, yet here we all are.
If anything, I'd say it's proof.
And with understanding.
I've always had a thorny relationship with others. I figured that... I mean...
But now...
Yes.
Right. Now, I know now that there is more than everyone that you brought to...
It wasn't just me. I mean, swordsmanship's about all I have to offer. Everyone's taught and...
You see? That's what...
What do you mean?
I mean, you're fine just as you are. The bonds that you form with others. It's not just one bond for you. It's many. Each...
Yay! Thunderfang, didn't he have this already? Like that. Didn't have as much as I thought. Boost strike damage. There. Oh, come on.
What?
I don't think I had
hey
a trophy
guys,
that.
I don't... What? I know! The bag we kept it all in has vanished!
What? Huh? What do you guys...
This affects you too, you know! We lost all our food!
What? How could this happen? Those...
Hunger is like that. The moment you know there's nothing you can do about it...
Whoever did this... Law?
What? Hey, don't look at me like that!
Food. Hand it over.
Stay away!
Hey, I'm back.
Only a poignant reminder of how dangerous a food shortage can be in a collective.
I see. Does it have anything to do with why you're holding our...
What an asshole. Don't go. Yay, look at the smile.
Dohalim, care if I hang out for a while?
Why can't I just get these cutscenes when I need them?
I suppose we should call it a day.
That was funny.
Once we finish eating, we should get...
Okay, let's see. Isn't there a... I don't think I got that one. 20 Gigants. 20 types of artifacts. Ultimate level of group training. 100 types of weapons. I'm trying.
Going.
I know he's up there. I can see him. He's right there on that tree. I think it's him. Of course. I haven't gotten this mysterious fragment. So look up how to get that too. Go away. He's over here.
Hoo-hoo-hoo!
Hoo-hoo-hoo. Creepy. Doing the vivid sphere in 1 second. Mysterious. Okay. Higher gains will time to fragments. The last dungeon. Okay. Before the final boss fight. Great. So I'll have to make that before the other. Vivid speed.
Hoo-hoo-hoo.
Hoo-hoo-hoo.
Then it's a promise.
Indeed it is.
Law, what are you doing?
Huh? Oh, it's nothing. It's just those two are being sneaky over there.
A promise? If it has to do with
Wait. You don't think they're gonna ditch us to become You never know. He's pretty damn crazy for...
Yeah, that's true.
It'd make things difficult for you if they just up and disappear.
Yeah, that'd cause some problems.
We've gotta do something to...
Hey.
That's it!
We might not be able to hear them talk like he can, but we can still search for them.
Yeah, but...
Speaking of which, why are...
Huh?
This is going to be so great!
Indeed. Once we're finished, we can...
A Danon Relic exhibition!
I'll let you serve as our exhibit guide, Renwell.
Right! I'll study up so I can...
And, if you could, please ensure that Hootle stays far, far away from the exhibits.
Who?
I sense a strange power from this.
Going in poop on. Vivid orb. Sphere, whatever. Okay. Trying to figure what it's called. Carryover records. Allows you to carry over library entries to New Game Plus. That doesn't really help. Where's the next one? It's in Glanweeds. Ah. Got it. Well, let's kill this thing first. Whee!
Yeah. If only I were a cat.
Is this the barrier that's keeping the Zoogle that Nath mentioned?
Yep.
Looks like it. Our Zoogle pal should be on the other side.
This barrier is weird. It looks old and half-finished. Plus, he said it was okay to break.
I mean, we won't need it anymore once the Zoogle's gone, right?
Okay,
So
just do it then.
Did they really think that barrier was enough for a Zoogle like that?
It was. That thing was sturdier than you give it credit for.
Really? So that's the Zoogle, huh? This should be a piece of cake.
Don't get careless, Law.
I'm not good against these.
That Zoogle's in our way.
I'm ready to fight it anytime you
Aha, I snuck around you. 53 Thunderite.
Let's see what...
God, you picked the wrong fight!
Fire.
Bet that shell's hiding something tasty. Inferno crossing! Aim for the weak point! Negative 6 almost too strong. Split it open!
I'm trying.
Moving you up too slow. Bloody holiday. Ready and ready. Negative gate. You. Inferno crossing. Sadistic descent. Annihilation. Shining serial. Lacerating.
Amazing.
Free blaster. Dance in the wind. Ready and ready. Dance on the wind. Take this. No chance. Too slow. Benediction light. Sleep now. Get out of there with the others. Inferno crossing. Shining supernova. You picked the wrong fight. The waters of creation.
A thrilling performance.
Infernal to me. Far enough. Sadistic descent. Anything in armor is all fire. In a bind. How do you like being pounded into shape? Healing fire.
Thank you for all your help. I'm glad to know someone's got my back.
I'll take you all on. Ha!
That wasn't it.
Flare Demolisher!
I did the thing.
I can carve through armor.
That hurt.
You get tornado drop. Can't get out of sight.
Thank you for that.
Where are you going? It looks like you got this one covered. Inferno crossing! Just what the doctor ordered. Inferno crossing! Execution! Anything in armor is all mine! I'll smash you! Their arcs were interrupted! There you go! Don't let up! Lion power! The chain between heaven and earth! No! Fancy of lightning! No! Mega ray! Raging storm! Inferno crossing! Awaken and wreak havoc! Outstanding form! Leave the enemy's arch to me! Glacial spear! No complaint here! Inferno shattering pieces! Attack! I can't get out of this! I'm ready to go! Lunar corruption! Lightning orb! Inferno waters of creation! Mega ray! Heal my wounds!
I couldn't make it in time.
Imbue this vanquished soul. That'll bring you down. No chance. Surprise. Look sharp. Huh. Ready? Here. Sadistic descent. Smart. Water. Hear my call. Spread. Glacial spear. The waters of creation. Ready to now you see what I can do. I'm ready to go. It's time. Lunar in a bind. Sleep now. Lunar blast. I'm all stopped up. All disasters made one. Hold on to your heart. Here I come. Ready to me. I'm ready to go. Tidal wave. Annihilation. Inferno crossing. Denied. Burning. Sadistic descent. Shattering the I'll smash you. Begin. Can't get out of this. Do it. Sadistic descent. Lacerating castle. You picked the wrong fight. Dance in the wind. Lunar corruption. Inferno crossing.
I just had a brilliant idea. Okay. Don't use first aid. Okay, use the ones that heal in an area. Don't use recover. Use these. KO. All allies. Wouldn't bother with that. I'll let him do the thing one. Actually, no. Let her do healing circle. What's the first aid call? Yeah, fine. Better than 64.
Hold on to your arm. Here I come. Soaring blast. I never miss. Inferno crossing. Now or never. I'm going to get out of this. Shattering.
Not like this. Such unadulterated fury.
Lightning condemned. Thunderblast. The chain between heaven and earth. I'll bring you back from death's abyss.
Tornado drive.
All disasters made one. Come forth. Heroes of fury.
Train harder.
Maelstrom. Lunar corruption. Sadistic descent. Lacerating the waters of creation. Here. Dance in mortal. Far enough. Come on.
You have to hold on!
I'll heal you all! Wind Astral energy!
Wait, she's casting that.
Anything in order is all mine! In here!
Can you take it?
Need to pull myself together!
You will take this! In a vine?
Annihilation! Heaven and earth!
Now you see what I can do!
Down again!
You made me angry. That was a bad idea.
A chain between heaven and earth!
Perforating hell!
Yes!
Take that! And that! One more for luck! Wait for it! Final player!
The water
Whoa.
of creation!
Just beat the shit out of it. Not as cool as the big yeet. I need to give him help.
This!
In here! Lunar corruption! Get on in there with the others! Back and forward!
Seismic rupture!
Armor magic!
Now you're getting serious?
My watch! By the power of
Spirit within the soil! Awaken and wreak havoc!
winds of heaven!
Masterful dash! Rending you apart! Bloody
Piercing roar!
Lion Howl!
No chance!
Take this! Can't get out of this!
Burning strike!
Heal my weary companion!
That one hurt.
Burn in hell! Shattering the pieces! I can carve through armor! Alright, let me at him!
Sadistic descent!
Blizzard blown!
Down!
Wrong one, you.
This one's mine! A chain between heaven and
I'll
earth!
smash you!
A wailing banshee
Time to
of
feel
lunar
the hurt.
corruption!
No further!
Lunar blast!
Sadistic descent! Right spear!
By the power of
Restorating hell without a trace!
Taking pile driver!
Lion howl!
Eagle wing!
And that's my will!
Water!
Here I
Lion
come!
howl!
Made one! Spread!
Lacerating tempest!
Hands now!
All heal! Sadistic descent!
Resuscitation! Large malevolence! Arcane waterfall!
Twist on!
Freeze lancer!
You picked the wrong
Stop.
In the wind!
Whirling blast! I can carve through armor!
Winds of heaven!
Right up the door! I'm ready to go!
I don't even know the word defeat.
One final push!
Let's finish this off!
I'll do my best not to disappoint.
Come on, Theon, do the thing.
Unadulterated fury!
Confiscated! Healing water!
In a vine!
Why can't you steal that?
Dance in mortal flame! Reload!
This one's mine!
I'm all stuffed up! Tidal wave! Annihilation!
It's time to finish this!
She never uses her other one.
Consuming wildfire!
Lunar corruption! Lunar...
Time to die!
Where are you going?
Air pressure! I can carve through armor!
The waters of creation!
Stalagmite!
No!
No armor being interrupted! Take this!
Finish without a trace!
Restorating tempest! Tempest
Fire!
warrior!
Arch requires complete
I let my guard down.
Forgive me.
Down I go.
Imbue this vanquished soul with life!
Pierce evil! Freeze lancer!
Heal my weary companion! Cure!
Sadistic
Lunar
descent!
corruption! I'm... By the power of water!
Imbue
Not
this
like
vanquished
this.
soul with
Ow.
life! Resuscitation! Shattering the pieces! Attack time!
That's been a smart
Deflect! They smite with blackened blade!
Yes, I have.
This one's mine! Execution! On your take!
Oh, how much?
Unadulterated fury!
Tidal wave!
Appreciate the help! Begin!
Hear my call!
Run you into battle!
Glacial steel!
Look sharp!
Here's evil!
Hunty lash! Leave the chargers to me!
Freeze lancer!
The tempest engulfs you!
The waters I never miss! Dance in
Bloody
mortal
howling!
Swappy!
The waters of creation! Radiant dance in mortal dropper! I'll bring you back from death's abyss!
I'll face you!
Illuminate the resuscitation!
I think I'm coming down with something grave.
A chronic inability to read the room?
A malady your arts cannot fix.
Piercing
By
roar!
the power of flame! Let's get you out of the wild train! Sadistic descent! I'm going to use all the power of my will to accomplish this. More where that came from! Resurrection! What would I do without Thunderblade? Inferno crossing! Heaven and earth!
What I can do!
Here! Not in your dreams!
Can't get out of this!
Lunar precision! Lunar blast! Take annihilation!
I can carve through it!
My Astral! Denied! The enemy is going all out! Now!
I'll stop your movement! And I'll stop your life!
Huh? What's a letter doing in a place like this?
Hell if I know. I highly doubt that Zoogle was trying to guard it. Still, somebody must have left it for some... Law.
Huh? What's up?
Something up?
It's from my old man. My dear son, I wonder how things will be between us by the time you read this.
In any case, I first want to congratulate you on all that you've accomplished. Making it this far requires a strong body, fine technique, an unwavering spirit, and most of all, friends that you can count on.
Cool.
If you have all of that, then I, as your father, have nothing to worry about. Those things together will always keep you on the right path. That brings me to what I really wish to discuss with you. As with all of us, there will someday come a time when you'll be a grown man who can and must think and act for himself. Whether you'll live in a world where blood will no longer be spilled between Danans and Renans, or when that day arrives, nobody can say. But even if peace still eludes us then, you'll have to decide how to live in this world. Listen to others with an open heart, but don't be swept away by their words. Always live on your terms. One more thing. If I ever see you again, I hope to say this to you in person, but neither of us knows what tomorrow may bring. Know this. Whatever you think of me, and what I've done, your mother and I love you very, very much.
And there's nothing in this whole world that will ever change that. Your father, Zephyr.
Zephyr.
I can't believe he's only telling me all this after he's gone. What am I supposed to do with this?
Zephyr once told me that living freely meant being your own master. I think he wanted to make sure you know how he felt one way or another. What you do with that knowledge is up to you.
But that still doesn't explain why his father left that letter for him here, of all places.
Don't forget, we were led to this place. We may well get some answers if we go back to the source of all this.
Yeah, sure. I gotta heal in camp first. Get these.
Coming through!
Rise and shine! Lionheart!
Does anyone else think this may be just a bit too tough for us?
It's not. Just one shot. should have used happy balls before that fight.
Huh? Something smells nice.
It's probably the accessory I picked up earlier. It uses materials that put off a pleasing aroma.
I'm gonna take a pee break and bring it back.
Ooh, that sounds lovely. I'm jealous.
Want to try it on? I'm sure it'll look great on you.
Really? I'd love to.
Okay, don't cook. God damn it.
Shion, could we talk a moment?
I think it's time we go to sleep.
How many times apart do I have to do this?
Come on, guys. We've got lots to do.
Ridiculous. Getting tired, getting hungry. It's really hot in here. I'm not gonna finish anyway, so I might finish this up here.
Hey, Alphen, what do you think of that chick over there?
Doesn't look like she really works out.
I'm not talking about her muscles, you dummy!
Yeah, I think I'm gonna finish this up here. Getting tired of the cutscenes.
Hey.
Save this page.
Hey.
Yeah, yes, we know.
I guess... No way.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Whew. All right.
This is...
Thanks.
Okay. Dawn braces. Cool. Thank God it's not a cutscene. It is Cat.
You okay, Law?
I'm fine. Just feels a little weird.
So I guess that means you'll be visiting your dad's grave while...
His grave? What are you, nuts? There is no grave.
Back before Calaglia was liberated, dead slaves would be dumped in mass burial sites. We got used to cremating our own to deny them the pleasure. Then we'd sprinkle the ashes from high up as a way of...
It's all we could do. That's the ceremony we had when...
But that was back then, right?
I suppose you've got a point.
Yeah,
My dad wouldn't want that anyway. Besides, I can't treat him differently.
I hadn't thought of it like that. Wow, they're probably watching over us, right?
That's why I can't afford to screw up. Still, better than be...
Yeah, sure. It's his. But, you know, like his version. Alright, I'm gonna end this here. We're gonna finish this up tomorrow, because there's gonna be a ton of cutscenes, I'm sure. For now, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did enjoy it, hit the like button, subscribe for more. It helps me out a lot. As always, I'm on the way. Until then, I hope you have a good one.